Hampden League Live. The most comprehensive football and netball coverage across the Great South Coast. Broadcasting your match of the day on 94.5 FM and online.
Couch marks at 50, plays on, has a shot at goal, umpire doesn't move, and that is transition football at its best.
Led by Matty Stewart and your number one local footy call team.
Coming through as Luke Wines and bangs it in. Here's Muggerberg!
For Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central. On your home of local football and netball, this is 3YB FM's Hampden League Live.
Good afternoon and welcome to Hampden League Live from the Bushfield Recreation Reserve this afternoon. That is right, the sun is shining out here at Bushfield, magnificent conditions, and looking forward to this contest too. First time in season 2021 that we have seen the Cobden Bombers. They take on the North Warrnambool Eagles, and you would not get a better day in the middle of winter for football, I would imagine, across southwest Victoria. That is for sure. No football last weekend, of course. It was the bye round. We've had an interrupted season. We missed a couple of rounds, of course, with the COVID virus. But we are on in earnest and looking forward to the next 4 or 5 weeks because some really good games of football coming up, that is for sure. And it'll be our first time this afternoon where we see Tyrone Vickery unveiled for the North Warrnambool Eagles and, of course, ex-Richmond footballer, ex-Hawk. And looking forward to seeing the big fella as the Eagles look to build towards a really exciting final series. As I say, very good afternoon to the great man, Trinity Hill. Hilly, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, going well, Matty, and good afternoon, listeners. Beautiful winter's day for Hampden League footy, and I think we sort of escaped last weekend's bad weekend of weather with the week off, so which is fantastic. But as you said, looking forward to seeing big Tyrone lining up in his second game for the North Warrnambool Eagles. Kicked 4 goals against the Roosters earlier on in his sole game this season. But Cobden Bombers is the one that's really interesting me. Playing some good footy. Their last 4 weeks has been pretty solid. They've got a 3-6 record, 2 games outside the top 5. And I guess over the next 3 or 4 weeks, they'll be wanting to try and get a scalp just to keep the top 5 in close check so they can potentially try and get in there. So all interesting this afternoon. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Philip Possum Kelly's, we say good afternoon to you. How are you, Poss?
Going well, Stewie. Going well, everybody. Good afternoon. And looking forward to a good game. Up and coming the Bombers. They've played some pretty good footy in recent weeks and got some wins on the board, so they'll be a good competition today. But mentioned it off air before, Stewie. I'm going to go the early crow. I think we're going to watch one of the grand finalists today in North Warrnambool. I'm a bit bullish about them. I reckon they're going okay. They're in pretty good form. Vickery obviously is going to complement them really well now, and I think the run home. We're starting that run home almost into the finals, aren't we? We're into that second half of the year. The days are getting a little bit longer, and the sun's starting to shine a bit. So it's a bit of optimism there for us, I reckon, and hopefully we get through the rest of the year COVID-free, get some good footy in and run into the finals. And I think it's going to be difficult for anybody outside that 5 now, Matty, to get a spot because when you look at it and look at the wins plus percentage, I think it's all pretty much set, to be honest.
Oh, I think I tend to agree with you with the North Warrnambool Eagles. I reckon they handled Karoy pretty well out here. He probably should have won by more that day, and they're really building. If they can keep their kind of core 21 out in the park, I think they're going to be very hard to beat. Ice Kelson, we say very good afternoon to you, big fella. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, very well. Welcome back, Matty. Good to see you. Possum, can they win the flag?
North? First question?
Yeah, I think they can, Eyes. Absolutely, I think they can. I think if they replicate the form they played against Croyd here the last time we saw
No one's quite game to actually say it when you're tipping against Croyd, are they?
No,
That's
exactly.
what it gets down to.
Exactly, but
I'm with you.
Yeah, and on that too, Eyes, and I don't want to, downplay any of the other sides in the 5 either, but I just got an inkling it'll be North Warrnambool Croyd again as well.
They've probably settled into their groove a bit better than South. I reckon there's still improvement in South, but we're waiting for it, aren't we? That's what it seems to be.
The thing that's going to be interesting is they're different sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Croyd have got the height, Roosters have got the run, North have got a bit of both.
And finals can be a totally different ball game, can't it?
Yeah.
And 4th and 5th, totally set, do you think? Or is 5th still there for grabs?
I think Warrnambool would have to upset someone the next couple of weeks, you would imagine, and at the moment it's just hard to see that because they've got the Roosters today, so that could put them behind the 8 ball. In saying that,
and their percentage
going to play Croyd. So.
Yeah, percentage is just a little bit low, but I guess second half of the year can be another game though, can't it? Hey, what a beautiful day. Corresponding day last year, boys, was magnificent. Now, I'll tell you why I know that. On the Sunday last year, I started that run. Let's
run for Let's Talk.
Yeah, whatever we called it. And it was about a 1 degree morning. I remember on the Sunday when I sort of thought, what the hell have I got myself in for?
So
and then it
exactly
finished up a beautiful day like this.
Similar conditions.
Yeah.
So you reckon maybe there you go.
But I won't be running home or anything.
I was just going to say, you're not going to replicate it, Eyes. And,
I think I'd sooner go into their club rooms here and have a beer after we finish.
I can remember Jason Bisford. We beat Croyd out here one day and he ran home. He did. He seriously, after the game, he didn't think he deserved to drive home, so he ran all the way home that night.
Can I tell you a story about that, Matty? Back in the Eagles days, the fledgling days of the Eagles, Johnny Annear, of course, was a fitness fanatic.
Yeah, I remember Johnny Annear.
Whenever the Eagles got beaten in Melbourne and it was about a 24k run, he'd get off the plane in Perth and run home.
Wow.
Whenever they got beat.
Just
true story.
Himself. A few people like that over the gym. Kevin Fulton used to do that.
Ran from Warrnambool to Panmure one day to play a game.
He's still running. He's still running, Kevin.
He ran home to the Gold Coast after last weekend.
Ran out to Panmure.
Yeah.
That is a fair
and the other big one was, of course, South Warrnambool legend who used to do the push-ups, Phil Bradmore, if he made a mistake. So drilled was he did it during a game one day without half realising, Big Phil.
I love Phil Bradmore stories. We've got to get him on Hamley Live. We had him on The Good, the Bad and the Ugly last year during lockdown, but Phil Bradmore, the biggest story that I always loved about him was the old Friday night movies before Friday night footy. And he used to go to sleep before the movie he'd finish each week, and a couple of blokes that room with him said, how come you don't ever see the finish of the movie? And he goes, because I know my opponent will be watching the end of the movie and I'll have a little bit up my sleeve.
And you know, sorry, we're talking about Phil, but it's great to recount old stories. You know the Kevin Sheedy story with Phil Bradmore?
No, do you know what? I have to really apologise because a bloke rang me a couple of weeks ago and there was an even better story in regards to Phil about his time in New South Wales playing footy and they lost a teammate, I think. You might know it, Oz, I'm not too sure. But
as a young bloke.
Yeah, they reckon it's amazing.
He was a teammate at like Teal Cup level.
Yeah.
And he lost him and he dedicated the rest of his footy career to that particular bloke. They both looked like getting drafted at the time to league clubs. And Phil always said it was his responsibility then to his great mate to make the most of it, and he certainly did that. But the Kevin Sheedy story, when he landed in Melbourne, Essendon wanted to pick up Phil Bradmore. He was living with Kevin Sheedy and he was only 17, 18, only a young kid. So Sheeds was obviously mad keen and he got him to move in with him and, keep him under his wing. But Essendon still hadn't picked him up. So Phil had been living there and so keen was he to play league football. The Western Bulldogs then, or what was Footscray then, approached him and said, look, we want you. And he was that desperate to play league footy. He's ended up signing them. And it took years and years and years for him to even tell Kevin. He never told him. He just left. He left the house.
So he'd go and train and.
And then he signed up. So what he did, he left Sheeds' house without telling him where he'd gone because he wasn't going to front Kevin Sheedy and say that he'd actually signed with Footscray. And so there was a bit of frozen moments there for a while. And of course now Sheeds will will laugh about it, but I'm saying
That's amazing.
he moved out and Sheeds had no idea where he went.
So I've never seen him since.
No, probably not.
He didn't come up against Essendon, did he? Did he play many senior games at Footscray?
No, not a heap, but he was an absolute legend in the West. It was an amazing story because South Warrnambool actually recruited him at the absolute peak of his powers due to Noel Muckerman, of course, being a teammate at West Perth. Yeah. But what a lot of people don't realise, he played state football and was WA's best player the year before he hit South.
That's unbelievable.
It was an unbelievable...
Plus, you're getting the Waffles best player running around the Hampden League.
Correct.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
well, you imagine that now.
Yeah, because I remember when they said, this bloke called Phil Bradmore's coming to play at South, and I'd seen him play the year before. I said, no, that won't be happening. And the next thing he's running around on the friendlies.
That is
anyway, there you go.
Amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. And it's great to see the ground, the conditions out here are magnificent. Been a bit of conjecture over the last 24 hours too. The Roosters taking on Warrnambool out at the pond, and we spoke about this morning, guys. It's probably in good nick at the moment, the pond, with the drainage that's gone in over the last few years, isn't it?
I reckon this has been absolutely blown out of proportion, that how bad it is. And without any knock on it, we've seen this ground as bad at different times.
We were just talking about that, haven't we?
Yeah. So, look, to mine, nothing at all wrong with Deakin. And if it's South Warrnambool, message is just get on with the game.
Yeah, I agree, Eyes. I think you just got to... We were talking about it before you joined us this morning, just off air, and, you just got to play the card you dealt, don't you? I mean, we've had many a time out here. We've had times at the friendlies. We've had that big final at Camperdown there a couple of years ago, Port Fairy and Warrnambool, where it was an absolute schmozzle. We had a famous game in the reserves at Terang one day, which was...
the colours just coming back to you.
Which was horrific.
Was that the coldest day ever?
In history.
We thought you were going to die.
In history. I reckon I did.
That was the day you had...
he was blue. They carried him off blue. That's the true story.
You had that, what do they call it? Like you were... hypothermia. You were borderline.
Yeah, I was.
Butch Smith had 4 jumpers on that day, and...
Unbelievable.
And that was
I can remember playing 2 finals, and I was filthy at the time. I can remember playing these games at the friendlies. So back in 2001, 2, whatever it was, we had the lob at the friendlies. In a final, we'd finished on top of the ladder and had to play Deakin and Panmure a week back to back in an inch of mud at the friendlies. Yeah. And it was like covered in water, and the Reed Oval sitting up there dormant. Yeah. I remember at the time, we got bowled straight out and straight sets. If we had played on the Reed, I know hindsight's away, but we would have probably, I reckon we would have got through,
and we've just got to be patient. I mean, there's not a heap of options for Warrnambool footy.
Well, they've got to pack everything up and go, don't they?
That's right.
It's been hard enough for them anyway.
And you can't jump up and change every time the ground gets wet. And what I also said too, the beauty of that is the next time South play Warrnambool, they could potentially be playing on the best surface in the Western District. So it's a little, short-term pain for long-term gain. But look, you just got to. You just got to get out there and get. We play in different conditions on different grounds, in different weather every week. So you just got to go out.
And the weather the last 2 days, boys, has been magic. So it's probably
dried beautiful. And you know what? I would have thought that Warrnambool would use it as some sort of motivation today, boss.
Yeah,
that's how I'd be working.
Possibly. The other thing is, I guess, too, that
the Roosters might too.
But to say these boys don't even want to come out here, boys. That's how I'd be using it. But anyway, it's interesting.
And to be honest, it might slow the Roosters down for Warrnambool because on a dry deck they might be just a little bit too good for Warrnambool. So. It could be a little ploy there as well.
Yeah, maybe. But, the other thing is, too, I guess, is, what was written in the story, was it, was it exaggerated?
Well, you don't know.
A little bit, maybe. But, look, nevertheless, you got to prepare yourself for the opposition you're playing, the conditions you're playing in, the ground you're playing at, and get out and get on with it and get it done.
Got a massive show to get through, boys. Jason Rowan returns for the Warrnambool Football Club this afternoon, so looking forward to having a chat to Rowie not too far away. Shane Savage, of course, the Boom Port Fairy recruit, he is going to join us. We've got the quiz, and Bob Guiney, some really sad news during the week, the passing, of course, of Bernie Dowling, an administrator in the Hampden Football Netball League for a long, long time. He's a lovely fella, Bernie, and heart and soul kind of stuff, wasn't he, Bernie?
Yeah, I had the pleasure of visiting Bernie a couple of times when he was in control of the league, and he was just an absolute gentleman. And the work he did. I don't think, because back then it was a lot more manual, like it was all on paper, and Bernie did an absolutely amazing
He loved it,
job.
didn't he?
I couldn't work out how many hours he would have spent on Hampden League stuff. It was just freakish.
Old school teacher, old principal.
Yeah, right.
Too, Bernie.
Yeah.
He was, and he was in control at a time when footy was probably in a little bit of a transition period from the sort of the older style, and as I said, more the manual side of things into the world of electronic world, and
the likes of clearances had to be manually lodged on a Friday night and stuff like that.
He was fantastic for the competition. That's for sure.
A legend, an absolute legend. And the first legend, I think, in the Hall of Fame.
In the Hall of Fame, well
as a
deserved.
non-footballer, so unbelievable.
Yep.
And the other one is the passing of Leon Garner. Leon was a lovely fella, loved listening to the radio, loved his footy, loved his greyhound racing, loved his horse racing. Just a good man was Leon as well, always, wasn't he?
And had
sadly missed.
Had a lot to do with Barry Smith at Mapunga, and we see now, and I'm not into the greyhounds anymore. Used to train them once upon a time, and Leon was the opposition. He was always the first to try and help you with anything.
Yeah, ripper.
But he was instrumental in a lot of that breeding activity, and we see those Mapunga dogs running around now. He had a lot to do with Barry Smith, so he'll be sorely missed, and just an absolute gentleman of a bloke. Yeah. And I go back to the days Poss at the Lady Bay when he was one of the blokes with Seal and big Ray Dalton that'd throw you out of the bay when you were... You know, you might have had a couple too many.
Geez, I grew up with those blokes. So when I was a gardener at midfield for 6 years. So first years out of schooling and stuff, and
planting trees upside down.
Plenty of Dennis Nafton style. But Leon Garner was, of course, on the chain. Seal and Foz Dalton, just champions. I'd sit in the smoko room with those boys, and I'd listen to the stories about the old Jimmy Sharman boxing tent would come to town, and just the old days of the Lady Bay, and those blokes. And I've said this along, like blokes like Radish Drever and that as well. We need to be interviewing these people before they pass.
Yeah, you've got to do Big Ray. Ray Dalton.
But honestly, you need to, because you need to have the history.
Absolutely.
People can go back to it. And grandkids and all that kind of stuff can go back and have a listen to Pa and the stories, and because you kind of look back, and when you tell people some of these stories now, they laugh at you and go, "Oh, that couldn't happen." Well, it did. Like it was just
some of the stories we can't.
Well, it
tell.
wouldn't have been very hard. Wouldn't have been for Leon to throw anyone out, because after Seal and Ray had dealt with you, wouldn't be much left of you.
They only had to tell me. They only had to tell me, Poss.
I'll go on. Thank you. See ya.
Oh, you didn't muck around though, did you?
No, Seal.
No, you didn't.
Respect.
If Seal grunted at you, you were in trouble.
And that's right. That's exactly right, Stu. It was all about respect. You'd push the line to the limit, to the point where you'd say, "That's enough, boys," and you'd say, "Okay, no worries." And now, I think it's a different world now where people might want to go on with it, but it was all about respect. That's a good word. That's the exact word, and a lot of fun back in those days.
Absolutely. Well, this is the pre-game. All thanks to Sweeten's Choices Flooring. Billy and Amy Edis, of course, for all your flooring needs. Make sure you get in and see the friendly staff there. They're great setup there. They are low flying at the moment. Sweeten's Choices Flooring. You won't miss them, of course.
He's heading to Pam, your big Billy Edis.
He'll be in the car as we speak. Oh, he still might be at work. I'm not too sure.
No, he wasn't going to work. We no work in him today.
Well, I don't think so. Said he's his day off now. He comes in on the good, the bad, the ugly. He's quite happy and quite content.
There's a Trent Hill lookalike just here in front of you.
Well played, Oz. Well played.
Balding and hairy. I love it. Hey, listen, we're going to take a break on the other side of it. Jason Rowan, the big man, big shooter, is going to join us on Hampden League Live.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3YB FM.
Need something welded or fabricated? See Warrnambool Sheet Metal. Commercial kitchens, benches, exhaust and new canopies, handrails, gates, mailboxes and toolboxes. There's not much Warrnambool Sheet Metal can't do. Braithwaite Street.
Right, thanks ladies and gentlemen, got some lovely Angus bullocks here. Right, I've hit 390. 80 got, thank you. 2, 4, 6, 386, 8, 90, 392, 392. Jack Kelly here from J&J Kelly Stock Agency. We've been in business 30 years this year. We've got a great selling team to help market your livestock. We sell every Wednesday and the last Friday of each month at the Warrnambool Livestock Centre. Contact J&J Kelly Stock Agency and staff for all your livestock needs.
Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater has all your fresh meats ready to go. And small goods handmade on the premises daily. Yeah! Find Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater at Lucas Brothers Butchers with easy, convenient drive-through. Corner of Banyan and Lava Streets, Warrnambool.
When building a new home, the first place to go is Greens Bricks and Windows. They stock PGH Bricks trend windows and doors with double glazing to all styles. Make the right choice. See Greens Bricks and Windows, 7 Robson Street, Warrnambool.
3 steps: design, plan and construct. Smith & Son Renovations and Extensions take care of all 3 steps to provide you with a smooth and cost-effective process. See Nathan and the team at Smith & Sons, Ferry Street. Quality builders and reno specialists.
Did you know Godfrey's The Cleaning Specialists sell vacuum cleaners, stick vacs, steam mops, chemicals, toilet paper, and now they even supply Fogo bin liners in all sizes. Got a cleaning problem? Godfrey's have the solution. Raglan Parade, East Warrnambool.
Fitz Media Productions is your online broadcast specialist. From meetings and special events to weddings, funerals and sport, Fitz Media's fully equipped mobile broadcast unit provides a professional, reliable live stream anywhere. Contact us today.
Need insurance? See MGA Insurance Group. Great service, expert advice and competitive premiums for farmers, business owners and transport operators. Call Dennis and Gareth Morgan and Glenn Skilbeck, 55596 200.
Time to get up, time to walk to the bus stop, open up the shop, time for you, time for me, loving everything you see. The sun is up, time to take on the world this time. Time to wake up, time to climb to the top. Welcome to the world where the sun is always gold and it's waiting just for you. Time to get into life where the sun is always gold. Sun don't.
Woohoo! The footy's back, bigger and better than ever. Just like the boys at Peter Baulch Bridgestone, now offering full logbook servicing and mechanical. With tyres starting from $60 and zip pay available. Why go anywhere else? Peter Baulch Bridgestone, Ferry Street.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3YB FM.
Welcome back to Bushfield Recreation Reserve this afternoon. It is the North Warrnambool Eagles taking on the Cobden Bombers in our Hampden League Live match of the day. Don't forget you can stream it live. This is the pre-game, all thanks to Swinton's Choices Flooring. And, Billy and Amy Edis doing magnificent things, and great to see this bloke back for the Blues, of course. Suffered a shoulder injury out here at Bushfield, of course, earlier on in the season. We thought it was season ending for Jason Rowan, but true to his determination, he gets himself up, he gets himself in great nick, that is for sure, and gives himself every opportunity. And he's back today for the Blue Baggers, taking on the South Warrnambool Roosters out at the pond. And Rowie, how you going, buddy?
Afternoon, lads. How are we?
Mate, fantastic. And listen, first and foremost, good on you. Great effort to get back. You're in the twilight kind of years of your career, mate. Wouldn't be easy. And you've done a great job, mate, to get back on the park for the Blue Baggers.
Yeah, look, the years are ticking over pretty quickly. Coming towards the end of my footy career, but look, it was all pretty doom and gloom there come round 3 when the shoulder come out, and we struggled to get it back in. I think it was about 4 or 5 hours before they finally decided to put me under and get it back into position. And look, up there at the hospital talking to people when it was all back in and well, it looked like we were going down the surgery path of a full reco and whatnot. So I booked in for a surgeon appointment. I think it was about a week and a half later, so it was pretty flattering time for that week and a half leading into seeing the surgeon. But got some really positive news when I went and seen him. And look, I had 4 or 5 good fractures in the shoulder, and everything else seemed to stay intact pretty well. So I got away with it pretty luckily. I had to get on about a 3-month rehab program, which I made sure I'd done everything right and gave myself every possible chance to get back out on the park. And look, you look at it, I probably only missed 6 games of footy due to COVID and a couple of buys. So the 3 months has been pretty hard, and look, it gets pretty tiring standing up at home on your own, pulling elastic bands and making sure you're doing everything right. But to be able to run out with the boys again today, and after it was all pretty much over, to be able to run out with them today and get on this little journey where everything isn't going smooth sailing for us, but it would just be great to be back out there with them. And look, if the sink is sinking a little bit, I'm glad I'm out there to go down with it. Or we're looking at it at taking each week as an elimination game. And today starts our first little run into the back end of the season. If we can just tick a box today and take each week as it comes as a little elimination knockout final, you just never know with games going our way that we could sneak in and grab that 5th spot. But look, there's a lot of work to happen for that to go ahead, and a kickstart today out here against the Roosters.
Good on you, Rowie. We felt for you that day. We could see the pain you were in when you were coming off the ground. Mate, you always sort of had those shoulders strapped too. We've been used to seeing that. Was there ever any other issue from a shoulder point of view?
No, I've never strapped a shoulder.
Oh, there you go. I don't know. I must have imagined that for some reason.
No, I've always had the 2 thumbs. I've had the 2 thumbs take, but the shoulders, I've never ever had any issues with my shoulders.
Oh, we'll strap them today, mate.
I think it was just one of those things. Look, there was nothing too much in it. I went up for a mark, as I've done for my whole career. My arm stuck out in no man's land, and I've hit the ground, and yeah, that was sort of it. There was nothing. It was just one of those freak accidents that, look, it just happened, and yeah, so, look, I've never had any shoulder issues this far.
Hey, Rowie, yeah, great to see you back on the field, mate. You're one of the greats of the competition, there's no doubt about it. In that week leading up before going to see the surgeon, was there anything going through your mind to say, listen, that could be it? Was that going through your mind, or did you always have that positive mindset that, whatever was to happen, you still had a bit of footy left in you?
I never really thought my career was over. Look, I felt at the start of pre-season there was a good little running group going ahead, obviously with Darcy and the boys, and they were hitting it pretty hard. And look, I come back from Merivale and I thought to myself, have I still got it? Can I still keep up in the Premier League down here? And all that sort of stuff. So I really knuckled down and more so proved the point that my age was just a number, that I could conquer these running sets. And I was breaking 20s in 5K time trials and all this stuff. So I got myself super fit. I know the body's in good shape. I definitely think there's a lot more footy left in me. So to say that I thought my career was over, I never once crossed my mind. But the season, I was all but adamant that I wouldn't get back out on the park this year. But fortunate enough, everything went well, good diagnosis. As long as I'd done my rehab right, I was sure that I'd be able to get back out here and have another crack at it.
And Jace, I guess from a injury point of view, a shoulder, I guess if there was any sort of saving grace in it, I guess you were still able to keep yourself in pretty good nick aerobically. I guess how long was it before you were able to, do some running and, exercise bike stuff, all that aerobic type of stuff?
Yeah, it took probably a month, Poss. I think just the fractures were the main thing that was worrying me. The jarring of the movement. I went for a couple of trots down the driveway and whatnot, but the jarring was sort of giving me pain in those fractures. So I sort of had to give a fracture. It was nearly 4 to 6 weeks to let them fully heal, but I sort of got back going again within, say, 3-4 weeks. And I think the best thing for the rehab was being at work, obviously I'm a right-hander and whatnot, and always using that hand. I think that helps going a long way of getting the movement back into it. Obviously using a hammer and lifting steel and whatnot at work, I think that really went a long way of keeping the shoulder moving and getting that strength back in it. So I sort of laid off for about 4 weeks and done nothing. And then, got back into the whole movement side of things and back on the track and whatnot.
And just on today's game too, mate, I think when you look at your side, you throw yourself back into full forward. It frees Jed Turlin up, who's had a terrific year. He's kicked 18 goals for you guys up there. So I guess it releases Jed a little bit to do a little bit more sort of work around the forward line. You've got Jai Turlin named at half-forward flank, Sammy Cowling at centre-forward, Luke Cody in the forward pocket. So you guys, if you line up that way, got some pretty serious goal-kicking power there. So you'd be pretty bullish, I'd imagine, going out today against the Roosters.
Look, we are. We're very confident. Look, things haven't been going our way. We've had a lot of young kids come in the side and a few key position players out of the side. So I think today is one of our best sides that we can put out there. We get Angus Bay from the TAC Cup, so he's going to go down back and really stiffen that back six up. And as you said, we're going to, with Moo, myself, Jed, Codes, and rest and mid, we've got some really good firepower down there. So, look, the boys are up and about. We're really positive. All this talk about the pond, I'm sitting there and it's immaculate. Like, it is soft underfoot, but there's grass coverage everywhere. Look, I guarantee I'd rather be playing here today on a day like this than we had to play South Warrnambool up at the friendlies. It's blown about 65 kilometres. So all that hype of the playing out here and it's too wet and whatnot, I think we've used that to our advantage, and we're really looking forward to having a bit of fun out here today in a soft deck.
Yeah, it's been interesting, hasn't it? You know, we had a bit of a chat at the top of the show. There's obviously been a bit of discussion about it during the week, and I think any ground, there's not just the pond and that can get wet. That is for sure. And we wondered whether the Blues might use as a bit of motivation. And by the sounds of that, Rowie, I think you've had a bit of a discussion about it. You just want to get out there and play.
And they might shuffle.
They might have to do the shuffle. Yeah, look, and we had Jimmy Marnie gave us a bit of a talking to Thursday night just about the rivalry that Warrnambool and South used to have back in the day. I know when I was a little kid and I used to go up there and watch South and Warrnambool play and how hard it used to be and how everyone used to pick up that 5-10% just because it was the fact of the South and Warrnambool rivalry. So Jimmy come in and gave us a good speaking to about that, and look, he spoke really well about just trying to pick up that 5% and really bring that rivalry back, because I think it's lost it a little bit in the later days. So look, we are really excited about today. We match up really well against South on paper. As I said, if we can get forward entries and get it in nice and long to move myself and Jed and Codes and then scooting around too, I think we're a really good chance of knocking them off today.
Hey, Jace, just on that rivalry, I remember another little story. I've been telling stories all day today, but back in the Grant Thomas era, and Tommy Smith was coaching South Warrnambool. I remember, and Warrnambool were a way better side than South, basically. But I remember we trained one night at the friendlies, and there was a bit of fumbling going on, and we were supposed to play Warrnambool. Well, we were to play Warrnambool on the Saturday, and Tommy cracked it after about 10 minutes. Threw the footies down. He said, "Come on, boys," and we actually ran up to the Reed Oval, and he got us to go in that little side gate there near the sheds, and we had to sit in the sheds and actually watch Warrnambool train on the Tuesday night. And South actually came out. Warrnambool were later. South actually came out and knocked off Warrnambool on the Saturday, but again, it was just part of the. I remember running. I thought, "Where's he taking us?" And then he made us sit down and watch Warrnambool's the rest of their training session, which was just a story I thought was worth recounting. But it was, I think it's mellowed a lot, perhaps some of that rivalry, but it may not today, Jace.
Yeah, well, I think, and the way Jimmy put it across to the group, he really got us thinking about how much that rivalry meant back in the day. So I think the boys were sitting there in awe that, righto, today's the day that maybe we need to bring that rivalry that was so big back in the day when the games were played standalone on a Sunday. So, look, we're very confident. We we're ready to go, and I think more than anything, we're ready to enjoy the sort of soft deck underground and have a bit of fun out here today.
Yeah.
I can remember it was my debut game. It was against South. And I can remember Billy Couch, the great man, on the Thursday night of training. He walked us around the Reed Oval, and after training, and he just went through his hatred.
He didn't like South a lot.
Of the South Warrnambool Football Club. It was amazing, mate. Honestly, I was only 18 years old.
I remember Billy, he wouldn't even talk to you back in that era.
And I won't repeat what some of the things that were spoken about, you know what I mean? But like, it was that's how competitive it was. And I remember just thinking, this is going to be on, you know?
And it was the era before North Warrnambool too, so there was only the two sides as such. So it was I
was back in, so that was 94, 95. So, the great Billy Couch and, just the passion and you know what? Mudgate might have fired it back up here, Rowie, by the sounds of it, I'd say. I love it. Hey, listen, great to talk to you, Shoots. It's just great to hear your passion. You kind of touched on it there before, you know, like you feel like, you needed to get out there, you know, like these clubs, looked up to you for such a long period of time, and you probably feel like you're deserting a sinking ship when you can't get out there, which is not the case, but that's your mindset. You want to get back out there and you want to help and you want to, do whatever you can to get the Blue Baggers back amongst it.
Yeah, look, I got shunted pretty quick off the run, and I just can't stand there and watch what's going on. I was pacing up and down the Danville. So, as I said, look, the boys we are going through a bit of a challenging time. And look, you look at our season so far, and in hindsight, you can keep saying this could have happened, that could have happened, but a couple of games that we should have been in control of that we let slip, realistically, we could have quite easily been 6-3 and playing pretty average footy. So, but you can't just dwell on what could have happened and if that happened. So, look, I'm really excited now to, as I said, get back out there and, look, just go with the flow of what this season's brought so far. And, look, if we can just generate some energy and some excitement and some fun out here today, and who knows what happens. If we can tick this one off, we roll into Hampden next week and our season's sort of back on track. But the boys know, look, if we let this drop, that's probably doom and gloom in making the top 5. So there's a lot riding on today, and we're very excited and keen to get out there and get into it.
Beautiful, Rowie. Great to talk to you, mate. Great to see you back, big fella, and hopefully we'll see you before the end of the year in Hampden League Live, one of our matches of the day, bud.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, good man, Jason Rowan, been a great player for a long period of time. Always gives up his time too to have a yak to us on that Hampden League Live. That is for sure, boys. It is the pre-game. All thanks to Swinton's Choices Flooring. On the other side of the break, the big boom Port Fairy recruit Shane Savage will join us.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3YB FM.
Time to get up, time to walk to the bus stop, open up the shop, time for you, time for me, loving everything you see. The sun is up, time to take on the world this time. Time to wake up, time to climb to the top. Welcome to the world where the sun is always gold and it's waiting just for you. Time to get into life where the sun is always gold. Sun gold.
Woohoo! The footy's back, bigger and better than ever. Just like the boys at Peter Baulch Bridgestone, now offering full logbook servicing and mechanical. With tyres starting from $60 and zip pay available. Why go anywhere else? Peter Baulch Bridgestone, Ferry Street.
Did you know that Bade Ness Rural have 3 agronomists and an experienced in-store team to help service the needs of their clients? With the right advice and the latest in agriculture technology, they provide a tailored service specific to your farm needs. Helping you boost production and keeping costs in check is what they do best. From on-farm agronomy to decades of expertise in-store to help you get the best results. Call in and see them today. Bade Ness Rural, corner Raglan Parade and Caramit Road, Warrnambool.
Did you know Godfrey's, the cleaning specialists, sell vacuum cleaners, stick vacs, steam mops, chemicals, toilet paper, and now they even supply Fogo bin liners in all sizes? Got a cleaning problem? Godfrey's have the solution. Raglan Parade, East Warrnambool.
3 steps. Design, plan and construct. Smith & Son Renovations and Extensions take care of all 3 steps to provide you with a smooth and cost-effective process. See Nathan and the team at Smith & Sons, Ferry Street. Quality builders and reno specialists.
Fitz Media Productions is your online broadcast specialist. From meetings and special events to weddings, funerals and sport. Fitz Media's fully equipped mobile broadcast unit provides a professional, reliable live stream anywhere. Contact us today.
Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater has all your fresh meats ready to go. And small goods handmade on the premises daily. Yeah! Find Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater at Lucas Brothers Butchers with easy, convenient drive-through. Corner of Banyan and Lava Streets, Warrnambool.
Need insurance? See MGA Insurance Group. Great service, expert advice and competitive premiums for farmers, business owners and transport operators. Call Dennis and Gareth Morgan and Glenn Skilbeck, 55596 200.
I'm Roma Britnell, your local Member of State Parliament. I'm working hard for you and for the South West Coast region to make sure we have a vibrant and prosperous place to live and work. I want to know what matters most to you, to hear your ideas on how to make South West Coast even better. You can email me, catch me on social media, or visit my office in Liebig Street. I'm here to work for you.
Authorised by Roma Britnell MP, 94 Liebig Street, Warrnambool, funded from parliamentary budget.
Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3-Way BFM.
Welcome back to Hampden League live from the Bushfield Recreation Reserve this afternoon. It is North Warrnambool taking on the Cobden Bombers in our Hampden League live match of the day. Don't forget you can stream us live too through the 3Y BFM Facebook page. That is up and going now. The team of Fitz Media doing a wonderful job there. And this is the pre-game. All thanks to Switten's Choices Flooring. Billy and Amy Edis for all your flooring needs. Make sure you give the guys a call and they will sort you out carpet, planks, whatever you need. They even do curtains and blinds down there at Switten's Choices Flooring, that is for sure. Port Fairy Seagulls take on the Hamilton Kangaroos over at the Gardens Oval, Port Fairy this afternoon. Got to be a great chance for the Seagulls to get a victory. And the gun recruit, the big boom recruit, ex-Saint Shane Savage has been kind enough to join us. Shane, how you going, big fella?
G'day, boys. Thanks for having me.
Mate, do you feel like today's a great opportunity for the Seagulls to get a win on the board?
Absolutely. Hamilton are still a strong side. They played some pretty good footy come round one, but look, we feel like we're in a good space at the moment. We've had a good week on the track. The boys were up and about, and it's a perfect day for the boys. So, today's a really good opportunity to play some good footy and hopefully get the win.
Shane, we might be halfway or even a tick over halfway. Depends what might happen with a couple of rounds towards the end of the season. But can you give us a summary on how you think Port Fairy's trekking and, where you reckon you're at?
Yeah, look, no doubt it's been a challenging season for us boys. We've lost some key players over sort of the last year and through injury this year. But I think one thing we can't question with these boys is their enthusiasm to show up throughout the week and their effort come game day. We're still working on a few things and the results aren't going our way. But, we just got to ride through the bumps with a grin, which the boys are doing, and hopefully come out at the other side a little greener. But, it's a good opportunity in the second half of the year to, really build some momentum going into next year.
Shane, do you feel like the side's building a little bit more consistency each week that you play? Obviously, as you said, a young group, a big changeover of player personnel. Do you feel that the game style that you and obviously Coach Imby are trying to install into the playing group, the consistency's getting a little bit more consistent, I guess, each week?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a bit of an interrupted pre-season, like you said, and it took a while to sort of build that connection, but we feel like the last sort of month we're really starting to build that connection. We're understanding how each other play, and we're seeing a lot of guys coming out of their shells. So look, we've tinkered with a few things over the year with our game plan and whatnot, and feel like the boys are really buying into that, and it's holding us in good stead at the moment.
Shane, I was just going to ask you, mate, one win for the year, and obviously that's not ideal, but in saying that, the games that we've seen you boys play, very, very competitive in general play, and I think, fair to say, I think if you were to chuck a key forward and maybe another key back into that side, it would make a massive amount of difference, because I think in general play, you guys put in every week and, and do quite well.
No doubt. I mean, like I said, we can't question the boys' effort, but with that being said, we are lacking a few key players in some key positions. I mean, we haven't got a ruck each week, so we're having guys that haven't played ruck, having to go in there and compete, which they have. So that's been really challenging. And look, if we can find obviously a key back and a key forward, it definitely help. We got Sally coming back, hopefully in a couple of weeks, which will be really handy. So, look, that definitely hurts, but like you said, we've been competitive. The boys aren't giving up, which has been good. So I think the challenge for us is just to continue to compete, but, I mean, I guess we just got to implement the things we've been working on from a game plan sense.
Sav, what about yourself, mate? How have you enjoyed it down here? Look, obviously it's probably been frustrating at times and stuff. Like, how's the family settled in and everything, buddy?
Yeah, look, it's been good. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie to you fellas. It's definitely had its challenges, that's for sure. I mean, adjusting to, from city life the last 25 plus years to come down to the country has had its changes, but it's no doubt we're in a beautiful place. And the family's adjusted really well. My point of view, look, it's obviously been an up and down season in terms of the way I wanted to play, but look, I was well aware coming down here of sort of where the team was at, and I'm here to support the boys and support the club and ride through the storm, and hopefully we can see some better times ahead.
Mate, have you got aspirations to coach? It's always a question. Some people do, some people got no interest in it whatsoever. What about yourself? Do you think you'd like to be the top man at some stage?
Yeah, I do. Look, I've always had a passion to coach. I've completed my level 2 coach and the next coach program throughout my career, and it's always been a real passion of mine to help, I guess, young kids. But for now, look, I want to play and just play, but I definitely have aspirations to someday, hopefully, coach my own team, definitely.
Yeah, good stuff. And the great man, Darren Stenhouse, coaching the Magoos over there. He's a good man, isn't he, Big Stenner? I've already had a couple of texts today. He must have slotted a couple over there in the twos, has he, the big fella that's turning it on?
He's usually texting you while he's playing.
I'm sure he's letting everyone know about it, mate. He's a ripper, Stenner. He does a really good job.
Apparently, the great Porridge Kemp just texted me before, and he said Stenner's lining up for goal, and the Hamilton teammate or opponent said, how many pies you had today, big fella? And he slotted one from about 45 and said, I've had a few, thank you.
Stop it.
I love it. Good on you, mate. Listen, great to talk to you. Good luck today. It's going to be a good game of footy, and I think it'd just be great for the Port Fairy community and the town. And that
a rivalry there too, Port Fairy and Hamilton in a short...
Well, there's a lot of Hamilton people that got holiday houses in Port Fairy, so there's always been a bit of history between the two clubs. So there's a lot of money in those sheep farmers up Hamilton way, and they like to buy into that beautiful Port Fairy landscape, Shane, don't they?
Absolutely, mate. It's a beautiful part of the world. I'm not surprised there.
What about your building skills, mate? How's that all coming along nicely?
Yeah, coming along nicely, mate. Albeit pretty slow, but I'm enjoying it at the moment. It's been really good. Mick Hearn's a ripper to work for, so yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's been good.
Good on you. Great stuff. I love it, big fella. Shane Savage there, of course, the big star of the Port Fairy Seagulls. And since he's gone into that midfield, he's been a fantastic player, that is for sure. I think started him off across half-back and tried to pinch hit him a half-forward and stuff. Just get him in around the football and let him use his skills and be part of it. That is sensational. Good on you, Sav. Good luck today, buddy. I think he's already gone, the
You
big
dropped
fella.
the salve on him pretty quick.
I did drop the Sav. I was going to call him Little Sav, Big Sav. I didn't know.
You hate a nickname, don't you? Huh?
He's probably thinking I've never been called Sav in my life.
You'd almost have to bet he'd be called Sav, wouldn't you?
He'd have to be.
100%. Remember the great Mark Savage eyes?
He was Sav.
He was Sav.
Couldn't he hit a
Right,
six?
man. Hey, he could kick some goals in the Magoos too, the big fella.
Could hit a six too at that Dennington Oval.
I think he was the first, I'll stand corrected, but I think Sav was the first player ever to kick 100 goals in the reserves competition.
There you go.
League, I think.
I remember that Dennington ground was only little. Jeez, I've told some stories today. But that Dennington ground was tiny. Remember that little one up the top there? And we played, first game that I can remember at Dennington, Mark Savage was a star with the bat. But he made 100, and I reckon he only ran twice. They were just all sixes. Unbelievable how he could tonk the ball.
You'd be like the great Dick Miller down at Maribor did the same thing. You know, Dick tonked one into the playground up at the school one day.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. True story.
That's a fair effort of
Hilly still got the ball.
Yeah, he didn't like running. Big
Oh, I'll never forget the first time I went up and said the great T. Hill at training. And I said,
I'm not a bowler.
Come and have a run, boys. He was the captain. I thought, he must be a good cricketer, Hill. Anyway, he put the first 5 on top of the nets, bowling, and I turned around and I thought there was a hidden camera. I thought they're filming me here. This is not right. I
It was deliberate, mate, wasn't it? You were just throwing him
Never
off.
been a bowler. Never been
You
a
look
bowler.
like Dirk
What was you trying to loop him right up?
Oh, mate, I've never laughed so much.
Well,
in
it's
my life.
embarrassing to go halfway to the pitch and do the old indoor cricket underarm, so you've got to have a crack at it.
I've never laughed so much. I was looking around. I'm thinking, are they filming me here to see a reaction?
And you would have had that beautiful technique you've got with the bat.
Oh, I love it. Hey, listen, it is quiz time. All thanks to CUB and a slab of Great Northern Stubbies and Eyes. We're also playing the Mickey Burke's Croyd Hotel Quaddie. Jamie Carr, can I just tell our listeners, has got win number 100, Metro win number 100 in race number 2. Never been done by any jockey. Jamie Carr does it today at Caulfield. What a magnificent achievement.
She raised the whip.
That is unbelievable, though, isn't it? And she rode it for McAvoy, too, I think, which was even better, Eyes, and even better that we were on it. Mate, we're going to play the quaddie as well.
Works as well, eh? We'll go back to back.
Well, we're looking for back-to-back quads, of course. So
two on in.
And we
That's a
must
bit
thank
pressure.
Bruce and Wendy Murley and the crew out at Karoit. That is for sure. Sensational support and sensational sponsors. That is for sure of Hampden Live. And you got that slab of Great Northern Stubbies, which is just sensational. All thanks to CUB, Johnny Vanderkamp and the crew. Do an awesome job, that is for sure. So if you want to play the quiz, 55627 945, 55627 945. The first question to kick us off today, we want to know who's the captain of the North Warrnambool Eagles. So a pretty simple one to start. 55627 945. We're going to take a break. On the other side, we'll come back and play the quiz. All thanks to CUB and Mickey Burke's Karoit Hotel.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3YB FM.
When building a new home, the first place to go is Greens Bricks and Windows. They stock PGH Bricks trend windows and doors with double glazing to all styles. Make the right choice. See Greens Bricks and Windows, 7 Robson Street, Warrnambool.
Fitz Media Productions is your online broadcast specialist. From meetings and special events to weddings, funerals and sport, Fitz Media's fully equipped mobile broadcast unit provides a professional, reliable live stream anywhere. Contact us today.
Have you been injured at work, in a public place, from medical negligence, in a motor vehicle accident, from exposure to asbestos? Madden's Lawyers, the region's most experienced injury compensation firm. You deserve the best.
Right, thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Got some lovely Angus bullocks here. Right, I've bid 390. 80 got, thank you. 2, 4, 6, 386, 8, 90, 392, 392. Jack Kelly here from J&J Kelly Stock Agency. We've been in business 30 years this year. We've got a great selling team to help market your livestock. We sell every Wednesday and the last Friday of each month at the Warrnambool Livestock Centre. Contact J&J Kelly Stock Agency and staff for all your livestock needs.
Woohoo!
Woo! The footy's back, bigger and better than ever. Just like the boys at Peter Baulch Bridgestone, now offering full logbook servicing and mechanical, with tyres starting from $60 and zip pay available. Why go anywhere else? Peter Baulch Bridgestone, Ferry Street.
Need insurance? See MGA Insurance Group. Great service, expert advice and competitive premiums for farmers, business owners and transport operators. Call Dennis and Gareth Morgan and Glenn Skilbeck, 55596 200.
3 steps. Design, plan and construct. Smith & Son Renovations and Extensions take care of all 3 steps to provide you with a smooth and cost-effective process. See Nathan and the team at Smith & Sons, Ferry Street. Quality builders and reno specialists.
Need something welded or fabricated? See Warrnambool Sheet Metal. Commercial kitchens, benches, exhaust and new canopies, handrails, gates, mailboxes and toolboxes. There's not much Warrnambool Sheet Metal can't do. Braithwaite Street.
Time to get up, time to walk to the bus stop, open up the shop, time for you, time for me, loving everything you see. The sun is up, time to take on the world this time. Time to wake up, time to climb to the top. Welcome to the world where the sun is always gold and it's waiting just for you. Time to get into life where the sun is always gold. Sun gold.
Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater has all your fresh meats ready to go. And small goods handmade on the premises daily. Yeah! Find Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater at Lucas Brothers Butchers with easy, convenient drive-through. Corner of Banyan and Lava Streets, Warrnambool.
Did you know that Bade Ness Rural have 3 agronomists and an experienced in-store team to help service the needs of their clients? With the right advice and the latest in agriculture technology, they provide a tailored service specific to your farm needs. Helping you boost production and keeping costs in check is what they do best. From on-farm agronomy to decades of expertise in-store to help you get the best results. Call in and see them today. Bade Ness Rural, corner Raglan Parade and Caramit Road, Warrnambool.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3-Way BFM.
Welcome back this afternoon. Bushfield Recreation Reserve. It is the North Warrnambool Eagles take on the Cobden Bombers. Bathed in sunshine here too, Tree Hill. How good a conditions is this?
I'll tell you what, it's a bit like the day we saw out at Croyd's with Croyd's South Warrnambool in the first game of the season. Good Friday, beautiful weather and ground's in really good nick as well, so I reckon we're going to see a really good game of footy and probably contrasting conditions in comparison to when these two sides first played, quite a few weeks ago. It was pretty ordinary conditions down at Cobden, so hopefully a really good a game of free-flowing footy and plenty of goals and good passages of play, and we get to see some good use of disposal. So.
55627 945. That is the number if you want to play the quiz. All thanks to Mickey Burke's Koroit Hotel and CUB and the Great Northern Stubbies. What a little prize pack, Eyes Colson. Give us a call. The first question, name the captain of the North Warrnambool Eagles. Okay, so tell us who the captain of the North Warrnambool Eagles is. Pretty simple one to start, I would have thought, but it might be tricking a few of our callers. 55627 945, Eyes.
I'll give you the numbers. Well, we're
give it to us, mate.
Caller. What about the Mickey Burke's Koroit Hotel? And thanks to Titch Murley out there at Koroit. What a great man he is. Write down these numbers. I'm going for a little result if we can today. Just 10% of the quaddie we're looking for, so hopefully there's a dividend there. First leg, 1, 7, 9, 10, 12. Second leg, 3, 4, 7, 9. The third leg, 1, 3, 9, 10, 12. And in the last leg, 8, 13 and 16. Playing for 10% of today's quaddie. Let's hope there's a split there somewhere for a lucky listener. Matty Stewart, too late to ask you. Your best bet of the day has already saluted. Congratulations. You're with Jamie Carr and Deep Speed. I'm keen on Jumbo Asaki in the last. Not a bad golfer either. Race 9, number 8, Jumbo Asaki. But all the best to whoever our lucky listener might be today. And if you get a chance to call into Mickey Burke's Koroit Hotel anytime, not a bad spot to get to.
That's what they call the great Trent Hill on the golf course, Jumbo Hillsaki. Let's go to the phones. We've got some ready to play. And good afternoon. Welcome to Hampden League Live. Who are we talking to this afternoon?
Yeah, g'day, mate. Reece McDowell here.
G'day, Reece. How are you, buddy? Where are you today, mate? What footy are you at?
I'm right here watching North Warrnambool, just played 18s.
Beautiful, mate. Well, Reece, we want you to kick us off here, bud. Who's the captain of the North Warrnambool Eagles?
You should know this.
Adam Lyons. Shooter.
Yeah, well done, mate. I was a little bit concerned for you there, mate. I'm thinking, hang on, is he asking a friend or what's going on? Now, listen, question. Beautiful, mate. Question number 2. Who won the 1991 AFL VFL Premiership? 1991.
It was at Waverley Park as well.
The only game that hasn't been at the G Hilly.
No, incorrect.
Oh, hang on. Last year, yes.
Let's just say I was not. I don't think I was born.
Not even
then,
thought
but,
about, mate. Not even thought about.
I'm going to say Bombers. I don't know.
It wasn't the Bombers, mate, but this team is a rival of the Bombers, a big rival of the Bombers. Hey, Reece, thanks for playing, buddy. You enjoy, and hopefully the Eagles can get a win this afternoon for you, bud.
Thank you.
Beautifully done. 55627 Who won the 1991 AFL VFL Premiership?
Remember the AFL car as well with Angry Anderson belting out Bound for Glory?
They just released that car. It's still floating around.
Yeah,
Someone sold that recently, which is unbelievable. Hey, let's go to the phones again. All thanks to CUB and Mickey Burke's Croydon Hotel. Welcome to Hampden League Live. Who are we talking to?
How you going, boys? Luke here.
G'day, Lukey. Where are you situated today, mate? What game?
I'm feeding the cows, actually. I'm in the tractor.
Good on you, mate. Good on you. You got the Hampden League Live off in the background. That is fantastic, mate. We want to know, Lukey, who won the 91 AFL VFL Premiership?
The Mighty Hawks.
Yeah, the Mighty Hawks. Sounds like you're barrack for him as well. Righto, question number 3. Name the player who has kicked the most points in the AFL this year. Who has kicked the most points in the AFL this year?
Mackay.
Oh, good guess, mate, but it's not Mackay. Thank you so much for playing, Lukey. 55627 We are up to question number 3, all thanks to CUB and Mickey Burke's Croydon Hotel and that magnificent slab of Great Northern Stubbies. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hampden League Live. Who are we talking to? Hello, you there? We might welcome to Hampden League Live. Have we got you? No, they've dropped off. That's okay. That's not a problem. 55627 We want to know who has kicked the most points in the AFL this year. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hampden League Live. Who are we talking to?
Mick Johnson.
Mick, how are you, buddy?
Not bad, yourself?
Mate, fantastic. Now, listen, tell us who's kicked the most points so far in season 2021 in the AFL.
Is it Norton?
Yeah, Aaron Norton. Well done, Mick. I love it, big fella. Aaron Norton is right. Question number 3. There's 2 AFL teams that have used the medical sub the most this year. So they've used the medical sub the most this year. I want you to name one of them, mate. One of the teams that has used the medical sub the most. There's 2 of them that are equal leaders. And they're both interstate clubs. I'm going to give you a hint.
We'll go Port Adelaide.
Yeah, spot on, mate. Fremantle and Port Adelaide have used the medical sub the most this year, mate. Right, this is question number 5. Okay, you ready, big fella? This is for the slab of Great Northern Stubbies. Do you like Great Northern, Mick?
Yeah, I don't like anything, mate.
Beautiful, big fella. We like this, and we've got the Quaddy Comp, all thanks to Mickey Burke's Croydon Hotel will be playing as well. We want to know who has won the most Brownlow medals in AFL VFL history. What club?
What club? I'm a Bombers man, so we'll go Bombers.
Oh, Mick, so close, mate. It's not the Bombers, big fella. But thank you for your call. 55627 It is tough, but when you hear the answer, you'll go, yeah, right. That was pretty simple, to be honest. So 55627 Mick's done all the hard work. He's got you there, Mick and Luke and the boys. All you got to do is ring up and get this question right. It's simple.
Coming over the top.
627 945. Let's go to the phones. Good afternoon. Who are we talking to?
G'day, big fella.
G'day. Who's this?
Baulchy, mate.
Baulchy. Peter Baulch Bridgestone. I'll tell you what, you got any 4 for 3 going there for us, big fella?
Wrong Bolshy.
Is it? Maybe it is. It might be.
Might be C Bolsh.
Hey, Bolshy, this is question number 5, mate. All right?
Yes, mate.
We want to know who has won the most Brownlow medals as a club in AFL, VFL history?
St Kilda.
No, it is not the Saints. It is not the Saints, Bolshy.
No
We
worries,
bid
mate.
you
Thanks.
farewell. See you, big fella, 555.
Which Bolshy?
No, it was a time, man. It was definitely a time, man.
Nah, I'm on the
I reckon
other
it was C
No, it
Bolsh.
wasn't Clinton. No.
I reckon it was C Bolsh.
I'm on C.
I don't think
He doesn't know to ring up, though.
I know Clinton's voice. That
No, you
wasn't-
don't.
It wasn't Clinton.
You're only just trying to make it up because you made a mistake.
55627 is the number. All you got to do is tell us. Name the club that's won the most
I wouldn't have a
Brownlow
clue.
medals.
I know which two it's not now.
I reckon I would have got this. Like, it's
Of course you do, because you've made up the question.
Just have a think. Have a think. Have a think, though. You know, look, it's not that. It's actually not that difficult.
Right.
Hey, let's go to the phones. Good afternoon. Who are we talking to this time?
Katrina.
Katrina, how are you, mates?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic. Come on, tell us. What club do you think?
Sydney.
Sydney Swans. Absolutely spot on, because South Melbourne transitioned into the Sydney
Yeah,
Swans.
but
of
that's
course.
that's South Melbourne, though. That's not Sydney.
Well, here, Ian Stewart win it.
Yeah, but that's South Melbourne.
Yeah, but that's their one club, South Melbourne.
I'd be protesting.
Mate, they call themselves the Bloods. South Melbourne and the Swans.
No.
Isn't that right, Katrina?
No, by default, I'd be looking for the runner-up to be the winner now.
And, of course, Goods has won.
He won.
Bobby Skilton, did he win any?
Bobby Skilton won, 2 or 3.
Yeah, so
Paul
you know,
Kelly.
Yeah, so there's been a lot. It wasn't that hard when you
Peter Bedford.
Barry Round.
Yeah, correct. There's heaps of it.
Yeah, for South Melbourne, though.
And I think St Kilda was second on that list, 4 behind.
So St Kilda, it was.
So there you go. So, hey, Katrina, who do you follow, mate, AFL-wise, buddy?
The Pies.
Oh, the Pies, yeah, you've had a bad year. Don't worry about that.
Who's going to coach, Katrina?
Yes.
I'd probably I'd like Scott Burns.
Scott Burns?
Yeah, okay,
well,
right,
he's
yeah,
been...
yeah. Been forgotten a little.
He has, but good player he was, so...
Yeah,
I like it, Katrina. Well, listen, you got a slab of great Northern Stubbies. Do you like the Northern beer?
No, but my husband will probably drink anything.
Now, your husband's not Phil, is it?
Yes, of course it is.
Yeah, I can just... actually, yes, he will enjoy his great Northern Stubbies, the big fella. The good thing about it, Katrina, is they're mid-strength, mate, so just keep filling the middies.
The Iowa still call that.
Hey, and we've got the quaddy comp going as well today for him as well, so sit back and listen to the races, and hopefully we can get a quid, all thanks to Mickey Burks and CUB, mate. Good on you, Katrina. Thanks for playing.
Thank you.
Great stuff. Hold the line. I'll get your details. It is that simple. Hey, listen, boys, this is the pre-game. All thanks to Sweeten's Choices Flooring. We're going to take a break. On the other side of it, Bobby Guiney is going to join us, former president of the Hampden Football Netball League, and we're going to have a yak about the passing of Bernie Dowling.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3way BFM.
Did you know that Bade Ness Rural have 3 agronomists and an experienced in-store team to help service the needs of their clients? With the right advice and the latest in agriculture technology, they provide a tailored service specific to your farm needs. Helping you boost production and keeping costs in check is what they do best. From on-farm agronomy to decades of expertise in-store to help you get the best results. Call in and see them today. Bade Ness Rural, corner Raglan Parade and Caramit Road, Warrnambool.
3 steps. Design, plan and construct. Smith & Son Renovations and Extensions take care of all 3 steps to provide you with a smooth and cost-effective process. See Nathan and the team at Smith & Sons, Ferry Street. Quality builders and reno specialists.
I'm Roma Britnell, your local Member of State Parliament. I'm working hard for you and for the South West Coast region to make sure we have a vibrant and prosperous place to live and work. I want to know what matters most to you, to hear your ideas on how to make South West Coast even better. You can email me, catch me on social media, or visit my office in Liebig Street. I'm here to work for you.
Authorised by Roma Britain MP, 94 Liebig Street, Warrnambool, funded from parliamentary budget.
When building a new home, the first place to go is Greens Bricks and Windows. They stock PGH Bricks trend windows and doors with double glazing to all styles. Make the right choice. See Greens Bricks and Windows, 7 Robson Street, Warrnambool.
Fitz Media Productions is your online broadcast specialist. From meetings and special events to weddings, funerals and sport. Fitz Media's fully equipped mobile broadcast unit provides a professional, reliable live stream anywhere. Contact us today.
Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater has all your fresh meats ready to go. And small goods handmade on the premises daily. Yeah! Find Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater at Lucas Brothers Butchers with easy, convenient drive-through. Corner of Banyan and Lava Streets, Warrnambool.
Have you been injured at work? In a factory? On a farm? In a retail store? In an office? Madden's Lawyers. Voted one of Victoria's leading work injury compensation firms. You deserve the best.
Did you know Godfrey's, the cleaning specialists, sell vacuum cleaners, stick vacs, steam mops, chemicals, toilet paper, and now they even supply FOGO bin liners in all sizes. Got a cleaning problem? Godfrey's have the solution. Raglan Parade, East Warrnambool.
Need something welded or fabricated? See Warrnambool Sheet Metal. Commercial kitchens, benches, exhaust and new canopies, handrails, gates, mailboxes and toolboxes. There's not much Warrnambool Sheet Metal can't do. Braithwaite Street.
Need insurance? See MGA Insurance Group. Great service, expert advice and competitive premiums for farmers, business owners and transport operators. Call Dennis and Gareth Morgan and Glenn Skilbeck, 55596 200.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3-Way BFM.
League Live this afternoon. Don't forget you can stream us. It is the North Warrnambool Eagles taking on the Cobden Bombers. Stream us on the 3-Way BFM Facebook page. That is for sure. We must thank our major sponsors too. Bade Ness Rural, Roger Bade, Brad Ness and the team for all your farming supplies. Opposite Rafferty's Tavern. Great setup out there, Hilly.
Yeah, great setup. The boys are pretty established out there at the moment, which is great and doing great things. And I reckon Big Roger will be pretty proud to see Angus playing at the Blues this afternoon as well.
Yeah,
so he'll be up at not the Reed Oval, out the pond. So great supporters of community sport, Bade Ness Rural. Do a great job.
He goes good young Angus Bade too, so plays down back, key back, and very good footballer. Also, Clinton Baulch and the Warrnambool Nissan Navarro. That wasn't Clinton. That was, of course, the great Peter Baulch, who just messaged me through. But, Baulch, of course, the Nissan Navarro, what a magnificent motor vehicle it is. Absolutely A1. Anthony Negro on the team at Mickey D's. They got 12 stores, 12 McDonald's stores across Ballarat, Colac, Warrnambool. That is just magnificent. We can't thank them enough for their support. And, of course, Sungold FM flavoured milk. Billy Slater and the crew do a magnificent job. We've got the Sungold logo on the senior footballs. That looks sensational and absolutely magnificent, that is for sure. So we must thank all our major sponsors of Hampden League Live who do a wonderful job. And talking about wonderful people, this bloke was president of the Hampden Football Netball League and he done an awesome job in regards to sponsorship of the league for a long period of time. We say a very good afternoon to Bobby Guiney. Bobby, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, Matty. G'day, boys. How you going?
Mate, I feel like I haven't seen you for an absolute bloody eternity. We used to see you nearly every second week when you're at the helm, mate. We've got to get you back across for our grand final function this year. I think it'll be fantastic. Yourself and Moose Manole and a few of those old legends that have done so much for the league. And one of those people, mate, passed away during the week, Bernie Dowling, who just done so much for football and netball across our region, didn't he, Bobby?
Yeah, he did, Matty. He was what we call an old-style administrator, and I heard Greg talking this morning about how things were different in those days when he first took over in the secretary of the league from 1979, and everything was done manually. I think the best part of electronic gear that we had was a fax machine, and everything was done virtually by hand, handwritten, with clearances and permits and things like that, generally hand-delivered between the secretaries. So what nowadays takes approximately 30 to 40 seconds to get resolved, in those days took anywhere for a day or a day and a half. And at that time, it was all voluntary. Bernie didn't get any remuneration for anything that he did during that time. So when I think back on it, it was a magnificent effort.
Yeah, and you're spot on, Bobby, and you've seen it happen both electronically and manually, so you sort of understand it. I was just making the comment earlier about Bernie. How many hours a week do you reckon he would have spent, not only filling in paperwork and stuff, but having to travel even to submit it and stuff? It would have been mind-boggling what sort of time he'd have spent on it.
50 to 60, Greg. That was what we worked out years later on. And the thing was, in the early days of the Maskell count, and this staggered me, my first or second year on the board, was that the Maskell count, including the Lou Kelly, et cetera, and the Judd Cup, was all done manually. So Bernie would enter every game onto a sheet of paper and then transfer it onto a hardboard and things like that. And that alone took him 2 weeks' worth of work every year. And he did that from home. And when I look back on it, it was staggering. But the other thing that was staggering about it was how accurate it was as well. It was only when we started using some of the electronic stuff later on that we thought was pretty good that a few stuff-ups happened. So the old way Bernie used to do it was timed, true and tied. He kept going through over and over until it was right. It was just absolutely mind-boggling, the amount of hours.
Yeah, and I think attention to detail is the key to that, isn't it, Bob? Mate, just on yourself, I know you're a footy fan. You're keeping an eye on the Hampden League as it progresses through this year, mate. And if so, how have you found things in terms of the way it's all going?
It's been an interesting year, Poss. I think that it's nice and even. Probably the satisfaction I'm getting out of it at the moment is to see that Portland and Hamilton have improved quite a bit this year, and also I keep an eye on their under-18s as well, where they're going, and their under-16s and under-14s, and I see they're very strong. And I think that the time's coming where they're going to have a fair influence on the future of the Hampden League in years to come. When they did join the league, they were a perfect fit for the Hampden League, not only geographically, but the way that they thought about football and things like that. So, while we've always got Koroit as the yardstick and things like that, the time's coming, I think, where Hamilton and Portland will start challenging some of our stronger teams over the past few years.
Which is really exciting, isn't it, Bobby? You know, like we kind of talk about it often, 8 years or something being in here now, and, we've just got that sense, that Portland are really building. If they can kind of pick another 4 or 5 up next year, get some kids back and recruit a couple, and keep what they've got, Hamilton are under the good tutelage, of course, of a great coach and Gerald Fitzgerald, and I think it'd be just fantastic to see the competition, really go that way. I think it'd just be great to see for everyone.
It's an interesting thing, Matty. When we were doing the negotiation for Portland to attempt to come into the league, we were dealing with the president at that time, a fellow called Roger Hampshire, which was a terrific bloke and very easy to get along with. And when we asked him, I think it was probably the first meeting that we had with him, what was the main ambition of joining the Hampden League, expecting it to be a stronger league, et cetera, and he said no. He said, my main goal is to see someone from this club go on to an AFL level at the highest level. He said, and he talked about someone, I think it was Gary Frangos or someone like that was 20-odd years ago or 25 years ago. And that meant a lot to their committee over there, that because they felt that in the Hampden League they would be looked at or under more scrutiny. And of course now that's proven with the big ruckman at St Kilda and things like that.
Yeah.
And I reckon even Jermaine Jones might have played a season or two over there too, Bobby, and obviously he's on a list, played at Geelong and currently at West Coast, so there's probably two for the Tigers they can put under their
Good point,
hat.
isn't it? You know, like, isn't that a great attitude to have? You know, like, it's not about... And they'd been a very successful club, the Portland Tigers, in the Western Border Football League for a long period of time. But that's just... Isn't that amazing? You know, that was one of the things, and you've seen it. That's just sensational.
Hey, Bobby, I want to ask you, mate, a couple of weeks ago on our online show, I don't know whether you watched that with Stewie and I on a Wednesday night, but we had Chris O'Connor jump on and just sort of... throw a few things around just for, you know, talking about the future of football in the Southwest. Now, where do you see football over the next sort of 15, 20 years? You know, what do you see? Like, there was a discussion about, you know, maybe amalgamating, having one big super league and that sort of stuff. You know, how do you see local footy currently? And then obviously, you know, how do you envisage it over the next sort of 10, 15 years?
I think if we're not careful, Hilly, decreasing numbers is a huge problem. And I look at kids today who work weekends and things like that and earn $150 for working a weekend. So they're less or more reluctant to play football or sport and commit Tuesday, Thursday night on a Saturday. So it's something we've got to be very, very careful about. I've played with this many, many years, which way to go. One goal, very early days, that I think it was Moose and I were the ones mainly pushing for it at that stage, was for to be played on one day. And I took that reason mainly because of the amount of ladies or mothers in the Hampden League that had kids playing both Saturday and Sunday. And it wasn't only the extra cost, but it was also the amount of miles they were travelling if they were playing away. The fact they got no housework, and I mean not to be discriminatory, you know, what I'm saying is they just had no time at home to do anything that they needed to. But the way we looked at it at that stage there was to play under 16s, under 18s, reserves and seniors on the one day, with most of the clubs hopefully having lights to be able to run till 5:30 or something like that. On a Sunday, perhaps leave the juniors as start with the little kids, or off kick, and then 12s and 14s, and then the netball as is. But it seems to me, whichever way something's come up, you're going to upset someone. But overall, the one thing I'm really concerned about is the drop-off in numbers. No matter how good the league is run and administrated, or what is thrown at us, it's a fact that we are losing numbers quite dramatically.
It's a really interesting one, isn't it? You know, like, and I think COVID certainly hasn't helped that. It's probably fast-tracked it, if anything. You know, probably made it, you know, probably a little bit more visible because I think a lot of people, you know, especially those reserves players and that, Bobby, that probably just, you know, you're involved in the club for the social side of it. You know, like they probably looked at last year and they... You know, a lot of them are tradies and all that kind of stuff. They're probably doing some jobs on weekends, getting a bit of cash in hand.
And volunteers, for that matter,
Volunteers, exactly. And, you know, they probably, well, hang on, I'm waking up pretty good on a Sunday. I'm not feeling sore anymore. And, you know, so that's the real... And I think the young kids, I think that kind of 16, 17, 18-year-olds, that's an area I think that, you know, there's a bit of interest has waned a little bit, I think, as well.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. The other thing that was brought up years ago, we also toyed around at one stage to have an under-21 as well. So it became complex again, and I remember nearly getting hung when I suggested that we look at the reserve grade. The reserve grade worried me at the time for occupational health and safety. There'd been some cases up north where a 40-year-old had come in and played and had a stroke playing football and then sued the club and sued the league and so and so. And this really worried me for a guy who just come in to play one game to help numbers out. But I didn't have the answer, or the board didn't have the answer either at that stage. So overall, I'm just not quite sure which way we're actually going to go in regard to that as future goes. But I certainly think back to my early days, and certainly I well remember, you had under 15 reserves, under 15s with St John's and CBC Gold and Green. Then you played District League under 17. You had Hampden League under 18, and so and so and so and so. So if you look back in that 40-year period, we've lost so many of those junior grades along the way, and nothing is worse or hurts more than seeing forfeits or teams who are really struggling to fill numbers each weekend.
Yeah, I know, and it is a difficult one, Robbie, because right through all of the leagues, probably the heart and soul of your footy clubs are quite often that handful of blokes, the blokes that are selling the raffle tickets and organising your social functions, etc., are usually tangled up with the reserves that are just playing for the absolute love of it. Having said that, I think there needs to be more discussion, because if you looked at a North Warrnambool or Koroit, for example, I reckon, and they're our benchmark in this, or a couple of our benchmarks in this competition, and South Warrnambool for that matter, it's really a squad of blokes outside of what's playing seniors. They're virtually under 21. So I reckon that one's worthy of a lot of discussion, that's your next tier, an under 21 side, and there's just the two clubs as two sides as such. But anyway, it is a difficult one, because you're changing tradition in a lot of ways, Robbie, aren't you?
It is, yeah.
Look, the thing is, though, that I've seen tradition can be changed in regard to that. My very first meeting with Hamilton Imperials, I was sitting there in between Big Cog Templeton and I'm sorry, I can't remember the president, Paul, of Hamilton at that time there, and I thought, what the bloody hell have I got myself into here? I thought they were going to kill each other and kill me for good boot about amalgamation. You did this to us in 1936 and you did that to me in 1969 and so and so. But in the end, they seen common sense and said, look, this is the best for both clubs. It's the best for us moving forward. Survival. Same with Clora and Nurrit. I can remember coming from Nurrit that those two clubs hated each other so much. I was staggered when it happened. So it proved the point it can happen. The other thing that was looked at for into some detail was that we also associated ourselves, each Hampden League club, with a District League club as a feeder type. That was looked at reasonably serious, but it kept falling down because it was said, would any player who was dropped from a Hampden League senior game want to go back and play District League, and it threw their team, and et cetera, et cetera. So every solution that was looked at over probably a 10-year period, we just couldn't quite nail the right formula for it, and it was extremely frustrating for me to walk away and not have it as best as what the board could resolve.
No, good on you, mate. Great to talk to you as always, Bobby. Got a great football head, that is for sure. And can we lock you and Moose and a few of the boys in for the grand final function, wherever the grand final might be, big fella?
Love to do so, Matty. Be wonderful.
Yeah, awesome. Love it. Good
what
stuff.
What are you organising
no, I just...
invites now?
Well, no. Well,
he's just taking over something else.
No.
Most powerful man in local footy, I'm telling you.
We've done a bit. We've obviously, like Hedo, we've done a little bit with the sponsorship this last year, so with the league, so as a conglomerate, and there is going to be a nice little grand final function.
Of course you can.
We made the...
You're on, Bobby. You're on the list, son.
We've got there, Bubba.
We'll find out a couple of minutes before it starts.
That's the invitation over through the mail, mate.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated, Bobby.
Good on you, mate.
I feel bad now. Good on you, Bobby.
All the best, boys. Good.
Yeah, no, good fella. We've been working together with the league and stuff, and it's been really been good, So, but
did you work all that out over lunch yesterday in your tracksuit pants?
Yeah, Jordan. I love it. Hey, good stuff. Right, we're going to take a break. This is the pre-game. All thanks to Swinton's Choices Flooring for all your flooring needs. On the other side of it, Philip Possum Kelly is going to talk to the coaches in the build-up to this big clash between the North Warrnambool Eagles and the Cobden Bombers.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3YB FM.
When building a new home, the first place to go is Greens Bricks and Windows. They stock PGH Bricks trend windows and doors with double glazing to all styles. Make the right choice. See Greens Bricks and Windows, 7 Robson Street, Warrnambool.
Fitz Media Productions is your online broadcast specialist. From meetings and special events to weddings, funerals and sport, Fitz Media's fully equipped mobile broadcast unit provides a professional, reliable live stream anywhere. Contact us today.
I'm Roma Britnell, your local Member of State Parliament. I'm working hard for you and for the South West Coast region to make sure we have a vibrant and prosperous place to live and work. I want to know what matters most to you, to hear your ideas on how to make South West Coast even better. You can email me, catch me on social media, or visit my office in Liebig Street. I'm here to work for you.
Authorised by Roma Britnell MP, 94 Liebig Street, Warrnambool, funded from parliamentary budget.
Did you know Godfrey's, the cleaning specialists, sell vacuum cleaners, stick vacs, steam mops, chemicals, toilet paper, and now they even supply Fogo bin liners in all sizes? Got a cleaning problem? Godfrey's have the solution. Raglan Parade, East Warrnambool.
Did you know that Bade Ness Rural have 3 agronomists and an experienced in-store team to help service the needs of their clients? With the right advice and the latest in agriculture technology, they provide a tailored service specific to your farm needs. Helping you boost production and keeping costs in check is what they do best. From on-farm agronomy to decades of expertise in-store to help you get the best results. Call in and see them today. Bade Ness Rural, corner Raglan Parade and Caramit Road, Warrnambool.
Need something welded or fabricated? See Warrnambool Sheet Metal. Commercial kitchens, benches, exhaust and new canopies, handrails, gates, mailboxes and toolboxes. There's not much Warrnambool Sheet Metal can't do. Braithwaite Street.
Woohoo! The footy's back, bigger and better than ever. Just like the boys at Peter Baulch Bridgestone, now offering full logbook servicing and mechanical, with tyres starting from $60 and zip pay available. Why go anywhere else? Peter Baulch Bridgestone, Ferry Street.
Right, thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Got some lovely Angus bullocks here. Right, I've bid 390. 80 got, thank you. 2, 4, 6, 386. 8, 90, 392, 392. Jack Kelly here from J&J Kelly Stock Agency. We've been in business 30 years this year. We've got a great selling team to help market your livestock. We sell every Wednesday and the last Friday of each month at the Warrnambool Livestock Centre. Contact J&J Kelly Stock Agency and staff for all your livestock needs.
Have you been injured at work, in a public place, from medical negligence, in a motor vehicle accident, from exposure to asbestos? Madden's Lawyers, the region's most experienced injury compensation firm. You deserve the best.
Time to get up, time to walk to the bus stop, open up the shop, time for you, time for me, loving everything you see. The sun is up, time to take on the world this time. Time to wake up, time to climb to the top. Welcome to the world where the sun is always gold and it's waiting just for you. Time to get into life where the sun is always gold. Sungold.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3-Way BFM.
Hampden League Live from the Bushfield Recreation Reserve this afternoon, and can I say, looks magnificent. The ground, sunny shining, and they've got the nets down both ends. Big Mick McKinnon's done a magnificent job. Looks sensational. So I just catch the football. It's been a good game of reserves football here as well between these two teams. Let's go downstairs though on the boundary. All thanks to Red for Keeps. Philip Possum Kelly's got the coach of the North Warrnambool Eagles, Adam Dowie.
We have indeed, Stewie. As always, Wigsy's good enough to join us now. Wigsy, before we start, mate, is there any truth in the rumour that you might have popped a calf on a little bit of a run recently?
Yeah, correct, mate. Unfortunately, so I was on the bike. I was in the pool yesterday, and on the bike this morning. So yeah, the old man's injury, mate. So anyway, yeah, I'm out of the. I'll be out of the gossip for a while with Johnny McNeil and the boys. But Lee Morris did say the great thing about this running group is that you can miss 3 or 4 weeks and come back and you're still up with the pack. So that's how slow we are. So anyway, yeah.
And good afternoon to Peter Ratdave, who's listening too, boys. Wiggsy, mate, I want to ask about Tyrone Vickery because obviously he's a profile and he's an enormous asset for you boys. Big Juddle's not playing today, but when he does, he'll obviously have Vickery, Dillon, and also Muggervin in the side. Have you thought forward? I know he's played a couple of games, but have you thought forward, moving forward, exactly how you're going to use the big three?
No, look, probably honest not, mate. So it's sort of week-by-week thing. So if Juddle's had been available this week, so he's just got a bit of a knee we're just going to have to manage. So Juddle's had been available, we probably would have played him. So, look, I think in an ideal world, are you going to play Callett, Vickery, Ben Muggerman, Jordan Dillon, and then you throw in there Dylan Parrish? Look, maybe not, but as we know, it's not an ideal world. So, I'm not too worried about it at the moment. It'll be a good problem to have if I've got to sort of make a decision. So, but with Ty, he'll play. I think he's available to play against Camperdown and Croyd, I'm pretty sure, and then hopefully finals. So, but look, just depends a little bit with his commitments at Oakley Chargers. But yeah, look, I haven't. Again, it's probably sitting there in the back of the mind, but again, haven't thought about it a lot, to be honest. So yeah, but we're at this playing, and especially with Jordan not playing.
And mate, today against good opposition, Cobden are building. They're really sort of building into the season and gaining a bit of confidence. They're a quick side. They've always been a quick, small running side, and obviously if they get you on the overlap, they're very hard to chase. So obviously expecting a pretty good competitive battle today. Yeah, look, you're spot on, Poss. So I sort of said to the boys, well, if I'm coaching Cobden, like say Adam Courtney, I'll be going right. We've got to try and spread and run and push numbers back, bring the ball to ground and then attack from there. So I've sort of put it on our smaller guys a little bit that if we can win this sort of ground ball sort of battle and use our skills and then stop their run, it's probably the big thing, then, hopefully that'll be good enough. Throw upstairs, boys, a couple of quick ones for Adam.
Hey, Wiggsy, just want to ask about Parrish, mate. Obviously, it hasn't been the season for Parrish, just with injuries and those sort of soft tissues. How do you sort of see him playing today? And, are you going to sort of look at the minutes he plays as well, just to not overload him?
Yeah, for sure, Hilly. So, again, he hasn't actually played a lot of footy in the last few years, to be honest. So, and we've got a few guys sort of, like that. And again, Dylan's, I think he's sort of 30 or early 30s. So, but yeah, we'll again we've sort of and ahhing whether to play him in this game, the 12 o'clock game. But just thought we can monitor his game time. You'll probably expect to see him playing pretty close to goal. But yeah, if we can get him through. Then, and obviously with South next week, then we just thought, yeah, it was something we need to do. So anyway, we'll look at it. And again, I'm just sort of, just hoping he's getting through.
Hey, Adam, something I've seen with North, and it hasn't been just this year, but your style has come through in terms of, the kicking standards, I think. The kicking's been very good when you've played well. You've hung onto the footy and controlled the footy pretty well as well. But just thinking about Cobden's style, and you're talking about, their runners, if they get going, are dangerous. Will you look to try and perhaps slow the game up a little bit today and just hang on to the footy? Is that your thinking?
Yeah, look, mate, it's probably how we play anyway. So probably one of the things coming here was, North Warrnambool kept giving the ball back to the opposition. So they were, you might have 2 or 3 marks in a row and then it'll be going to a contest. So we've worked really hard. On our
Hey, Wiggs, I don't want to. He's got a shot after the siren here to win the game. The siren's gone here. This is the Eagles, mate.
Timmy Sheldon.
Timmy Sheldon.
Hold us through it, Wiggs.
Come on, Wiggsy.
I'm sort of thinking it's out of his range.
He's only 40 out.
I'm thinking it's out of his range, but
a point will tie it. A goal wins it.
So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to get the
He's not confident, the coach.
Here comes Sheldon, comes in, kicks on its way. He's got close. It's a goal! Here's a goal for the Eagles.
The reverse mock.
That is unbelievable. They've come from everywhere, the Twos boys.
Did he run slightly around then?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. And that is amazing scenes here. And it literally just went through about 10 hands, I reckon, there on the goal line as well. Wings, how good is that?
I wonder should that have been play on. But anyway.
And they've kicked 2 goals in the space of 30 seconds, the Eagles, to win the game.
Yeah, well, mid-flight, it didn't look like it was going to make it. And then, I don't know, the Cobden boys just sort of, they had the big fella on the line too, but just sort of, got through the hands. It was quite unbelievable.
Hey, Wiggs, I'm going to let you go, mate. I know you've got to get in there and see the troops. Good luck today, bud.
Thanks, boys.
See you, mate.
How unbelievable was that? They kicked 2 goals in under a minute.
Yeah.
The Eagles. They were behind.
Well,
by
the
7
thing
points.
was, watching it, I thought, oh, hell, he's gone too close to the man on the mark here. That's what made me think he had to have crept around him a little bit, which...
I think we might send Possum over to go get the match winner, Timmy Sheldon,
and
of course.
And about 5 minutes ago, Sheldon was hit pretty hard too. He come up and he was sort of limping on his right leg, so he's gone through a bit of pain there to kick it through.
Oh, Possum Kelly, you've got him downstairs, mate.
Timmy, no matter what happens in your footy career, there's always that moment's always going to come, mate. Now, I played golf with you recently, and I give you no hope because I didn't think you could hit a 3-iron. But, mate,
and tell him the coach give him no hope, boss.
And that's one of those ones, mate, that you're 45 out, so in another, 15 years when they have reunions and all sorts of things, it'll be 60. So, well done, mate. That's a great effort.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I didn't think I'd have it in me either. I thought, no chance. That's the biggest kick I've bloody kicked in my life, I reckon. Lucky I only had 2 kicks for the game, so I had a bit spare of me.
And it's saying that, have you been playing much?
Yeah, I've got dragged in first round, so no, it's just good getting around the club, getting around the boys. It's just good fun.
Good on you, mate. That's a great effort because I think you guys kicked 2 goals in about 30 seconds to win the game, so it just proves that you're never out of it, are you?
No, the boys just stuck deep and got a couple of lucky ones and never know, do you?
And hopefully a good omen for what's ahead this afternoon. Good on you, mate. Well done.
Yeah,
and just tell him, Poss, that Wiggsy gave him no chance at all whatsoever. He wasn't confident, the senior coach, was he? That was unbelievable.
No, he wasn't. But he's in with the boys now, so we'll let him celebrate. No, it's a great effort. Great finish to a good game of footy.
It was a high standard. We kind of commented that both these teams obviously around the mix. South of the team to beat, I think, in the Twos Hillies. So they'd be pretty happy to get the victory. That is for sure. And Possum's just grabbing Irish Courtney for a bit of a chat downstairs as well.
Coming over now, mate. He won't have a lot of time, but we'll have a quick chat. Irish, thanks for joining us, mate. Obviously, it's getting close to game time, so we won't keep you too long. Building and confidence is probably the 2 words that I describe you boys at. You've started the season a little bit slow, but from an outsider looking in, it just seems as if week by week the boys are gaining a bit of confidence and you're going into games knowing that you can win games.
Yeah, that's right. Rough start to the year, obviously 0-5, but we had some really good patches in there. We just had to probably get a bit of a better side on the park. We had a lot of young blokes playing, so we've got a better team on the park, and the results are taking care of themselves. We sort of thought in the second half of the first part of the draw that there was games we could win. We had a pretty tough start, but we're back here again. We've got good form coming out against a really quality team, and if we can give our best 4-quarter performance, we think we can be right in the game at the end.
And it's always been a Cobden trait, I think, over the years, that run and spread is always the go. Get the ball on the outside. Of course, Jesse Williamson's one of those boys. 100 games today. Fantastic effort. And one of those real true wingmen. So they're the sort of guys on conditions like this, top of the ground, you want to get on that outside spread and try to run these North Warrnambool Eagles boys off their legs a bit.
Yeah, that's right. He's been a fantastic player for the footy club. He's represented the Hampden League at interleague level. He also kicks a lot of goals. He's almost kicked 100 goals too. So he is a good wingman. He's pretty aggressive. He pushes pretty hard forward. But it does take a good player to stop him. He's good overhead, and it's a really good. The ground's in fantastic condition with all the rain we've had. So we're certainly not complaining.
Couple of quick ones upstairs, boys.
Yeah, Irish. I just sense there's a little bit of, you're up and about a little bit at the moment. They're a pretty tall side, the Eagles. So they obviously the game plan's going to be, and Wiggsy kind of said this, that you boys are going to try and run them off their feet today. Is that the kind of discussion you've had with the boys?
Yeah, we have noted that they are a pretty tall side. We've got a few plans in place that we've been working on over the last week that we can hopefully implement today. I think it's still going to be one around the contested ball. I know we might be a bit of a run and gun side, but we've been really focused on our contested ball and our defensive accountability. So they're the things that have been really our strong points in our game. So we're looking at our contested ball and making sure when the ball's in our forward half that we keep it there and we capitalise, because against good sides, if you don't kick goals and miss out on your opportunities, you don't get the wins.
Hey, Irish, Paddy Smith been a super player this year, and I know talking during the week with you, we sort of think he's up there amongst some of the better young ones coming through. What a year he's had so far.
Yeah, Paddy's been fantastic. Missed the first game, but came in like he hadn't missed it all. So he's just fantastic around the ball. He's really clean. He works really hard. He's always in the gym. He's working hard on his game, and hopefully he'll put in a pretty good performance today. North have got a really strong midfield, but he'll be one of our leaders in there today.
Beautifully done, Irish. Good luck today, mate. Looking forward to seeing the Bombers for the first time this year. Got some good raps on some young kids as well, and it's going to be exciting.
Thanks, gents. Thanks. We can put on a good show for you.
Great stuff. Irish Courtney there, the coach of the Cobden Bombers. We are going to take a break. This is the pre-game, all thanks to Swinton's Choices Flooring for your flooring needs. And good to see Chrissy Mew running around here umpiring this afternoon. I haven't seen him all year. I've been missing him, the big fella, and he's wearing the shades as well.
He's got the Dean Jones Oakleys on, I reckon.
He's a ripper.
The 92-93 World Cup Series.
Jeez, he's looking fit too. He's looking super fit.
Not carrying a millimetre, is he?
He's unbelievable. Hey, listen, we're going to take a break, come back with more right after this on your home of football and netball, 94.5 3YB FM.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3YB FM.
Need something welded or fabricated? See Warrnambool Sheet Metal. Commercial kitchens, benches, exhaust and new canopies, handrails, gates, mailboxes and toolboxes. There's not much Warrnambool Sheet Metal can't do. Braithwaite Street.
Right, thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Got some lovely Angus bullocks here. Right, I've bid 390. 80 got, thank you. 2, 4, 6, 386, 8, 90, 392, 392. Jack Kelly here from J&J Kelly Stock Agency. We've been in business 30 years this year. We've got a great selling team to help market your livestock. We sell every Wednesday and the last Friday of each month at the Warrnambool Livestock Centre. Contact J&J Kelly Stock Agency and staff for all your livestock needs.
Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater has all your fresh meats ready to go. And small goods handmade on the premises daily. Yeah! Find Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater at Lucas Brothers Butchers with easy, convenient drive-through. Corner of Banyan and Lava Streets, Warrnambool.
When building a new home, the first place to go is Greens Bricks and Windows. They stock PGH Bricks trend windows and doors with double glazing to all styles. Make the right choice. See Greens Bricks and Windows, 7 Robson Street, Warrnambool.
3 steps: design, plan and construct. Smith & Son Renovations and Extensions take care of all 3 steps to provide you with a smooth and cost-effective process. See Nathan and the team at Smith & Sons, Ferry Street. Quality builders and reno specialists.
Did you know Godfrey's the cleaning specialists sell vacuum cleaners, stick vacs, steam mops, chemicals, toilet paper, and now they even supply Fogo bin liners in all sizes. Got a cleaning problem? Godfrey's have the solution. Raglan Parade, East Warrnambool.
Fitz Media Productions is your online broadcast specialist. From meetings and special events to weddings, funerals and sport. Fitz Media's fully equipped mobile broadcast unit provides a professional, reliable live stream anywhere. Contact us today.
Need insurance? See MGA Insurance Group. Great service, expert advice and competitive premiums for farmers, business owners and transport operators. Call Dennis and Gareth Morgan and Glenn Skilbeck, 55596 200.
Time to get up, time to walk to the bus stop, open up the shop, time for you, time for me, love and everything you see, the sun is up, time to take on the world this time. Time to wake up, time to climb to the top, welcome to the world where the sun is always gold, and it's waiting just for you, time to get into life where the sun is always gold, sun don't.
Woohoo! The footy's back, bigger and better than ever. Just like the boys at Peter Bosch Bridgestone, now offering full logbook servicing and mechanical. With tyres starting from $60 and zip pay available. Why go anywhere else? Peter Bosch Bridgestone, Ferry Street.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 three-way.
Welcome back to Hampden League Live. North Warrnambool taking on the Cobden Bombers. We are live at Bushfield. Jesse Williamson playing game number 100 for the Cobden Bombers. He's about to run through the banner. Trent Hill, Greg Kelson, Possum Kelly. Who's going to win, boys?
I'll start off. It's going to be hard to beat the North Warrnambool Eagles, isn't it, I reckon? Playing a good brand of footy. You throw in the big number 31, Tyrone Vickery, this afternoon. Kick 4 on debut against the Roosters a few weeks ago. And looking at his stats in the games that he's played elsewhere, he kicked 13 goals for Coleraine. He's dominated when he's played for North Shore in the Geelong Footy League. So I think he's going to have a huge presence at Bushfield this afternoon. Who they play on him, I don't know. But I think he's going to be pretty dangerous. But just minus Tyrone Vickery, the Eagles are going pretty well. They're nearly at full strength, if not at full strength. You know, we've got Dylan out, maybe one or two others, but they're playing a good brand of footy, and I think they'll be almighty hard to beat. Hopefully Cobden can really throw it up to them, but I think the Eagles at home.
Yeah, you're brave if you're tipping against North Warrnambool. I think out here especially, they know this ground so well, they play this ground so well. You'll see them hold the footy up, control the footy. That's what they'll be looking to do. And I think what I've noticed this year, I reckon it's the side that's made the least mistakes, least turnovers. I reckon that's what's critical and the difference maybe between the top and the lower sides. Now, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination saying Cobden's one of the lower sides, but I just reckon that North might hang on to the footy and not make as many errors in turning things over, whereas Cobden have probably got to rely on a fast game and running the ball as quickly as they can, and that's more prone to perhaps turning the footy over. And when you do, against the North, they hurt you. So I think North Warrnambool will get the job done here. Poss?
Yeah, I reckon Cobden will have a real crack, boys. I think, they'll play high risk, high reward type footy. I think they'll look bad if they turn the footy over, but if they win it on the outside, I think they're going to be damaging.
And that's how they have to play.
Yeah, that's right. They're just got to have a real crack, eyes, and I think the confidence is building with them, and I think they're going to go out confident enough to be able to do that. But you got to stick with North based on what they've done through the season. They've been pretty good. Obviously, a dry deck's going to help their big fellas today with their marking power in the forward line. So probably a bit too much firepower up forward, I think, will get the job done for the Eagles.
Beautifully done. I'm going to stick with the North Warrnambool Eagles. Looking forward to seeing big Tyrone Vickery, an ex-Tiger, of course, wearing the number 31 out here this afternoon as Jesse Williamson runs through the banner. What a magnificent banner too. We are going to take a break on Hampden League Live. Come back and kick off proceedings here at Hampden League Live match of the day. North Warrnambool v the Cobden Bombers.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 three-way BFM.
Time to get up, time to walk to the bus stop, open up the shop, time for you, time for me, loving everything you see. The sun is up, time to take on the world this time. Time to wake up, time to climb to the top. Welcome to the world where the sun is always gold and it's waiting just for you. Time to get into life where the sun is always gold. Sun gold.
Woohoo! The footy's back, bigger and better than ever. Just like the boys at Peter Baulch Bridgestone, now offering full logbook servicing and mechanical. With tyres starting from $60 and zip pay available. Why go anywhere else? Peter Baulch Bridgestone, Ferry Street.
Did you know that Bade Ness Rural have 3 agronomists and an experienced in-store team to help service the needs of their clients? With the right advice and the latest in agriculture technology, they provide a tailored service specific to your farm needs. Helping you boost production and keeping costs in check is what they do best. From on-farm agronomy to decades of expertise in-store to help you get the best results. Call in and see them today. Bade Ness Rural, corner Raglan Parade and Caramit Road, Warrnambool.
Did you know Godfrey's, the cleaning specialists, sell vacuum cleaners, stick vacs, steam mops, chemicals, toilet paper, and now they even supply Fogo bin liners in all sizes? Got a cleaning problem? Godfrey's have the solution. Raglan Parade, East Warrnambool.
3 steps. Design, plan and construct. Smith & Son Renovations and Extensions take care of all 3 steps to provide you with a smooth and cost-effective process. See Nathan and the team at Smith & Sons, Ferry Street. Quality builders and reno specialists.
Fitz Media Productions is your online broadcast specialist. From meetings and special events to weddings, funerals and sport. Fitz Media's fully equipped mobile broadcast unit provides a professional, reliable live stream anywhere. Contact us today.
Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater has all your fresh meats ready to go. And small goods handmade on the premises daily. Yeah! Find Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater at Lucas Brothers Butchers with easy, convenient drive-through. Corner of Banyan and Lava Streets, Warrnambool.
Need insurance? See MGA Insurance Group. Great service, expert advice and competitive premiums for farmers, business owners and transport operators. Call Dennis and Gareth Morgan and Glenn Skilbeck, 55596 200.
I'm Roma Britnell, your local Member of State Parliament. I'm working hard for you and for the South West Coast region to make sure we have a vibrant and prosperous place to live and work. I want to know what matters most to you, to hear your ideas on how to make South West Coast even better. You can email me, catch me on social media, or visit my office in Liebig Street. I'm here to work for you.
Authorised by Roma Britnell MP, 94 Liebig Street, Warrnambool, funded from parliamentary budget.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3YB FM.
Bushfield, hardly a breath of wind too. It is magnificent conditions for this round 10 clash between the North Warrnambool Eagles and the Cobden Bombers. You can live stream this game, that's right. Jump on the 3YB FM Facebook page and check out all the action from today's game. And as we said earlier, umpire Chris Mew is officiating proceedings here this afternoon. And Tyrone Vickery playing game number 2 for the North Warrnambool Eagles. He played against South Warrnambool earlier on in the year. Kicked 4 goals that day too. He's a big boy. It'll be hard to stand him in. He's when he puts the hands up, he's a big unit.
I just think both, just that vertical leap. You get up there nice and high. Who's going to outmark him? I just don't know whether they've got a defender that's going to have the height to outstretch him.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Mark Marriott for the Cobden Bombers too. Heard big things about this young kid as a ruckman. He's got a bit of size about him as well, Hilly.
Yeah, big boy, and I hope he performs because I put him in the team of our rolling team of the year on Wednesday night. I've given Juddles the flick, but I didn't get to see the head-to-head between Juddles, Dylan, and obviously Mark Marriott because Juddles is out.
Yeah, good to see young Mark Marriott. Good to see McVilly running around too. Little Rayleigh McVilly for the Cobden Bombers. They're a young outfit, that is for sure. Benny Berry's going to start in the middle as well. A few players that we haven't seen before, but looking forward to seeing them this afternoon. And then you got the young guns, the James boys, of course, young Bailey Jenkinson for the North Warrnambool Eagles, and young Jet Birmingham. I love this kid. Every time we watch this kid play, he is an absolute ripper. And I expect something similar this afternoon, that is for sure. It is about to get underway. Philip Possum Kelly, who won the toss, big fella?
Yeah, good on you, Stewie. Adam Wines has won the toss and he'll kick to the scoreboard end here at Bushfield this afternoon. Now, umpires in charge today, Jeff Barker and Jack Dempsey. So those boys in these trying conditions will earn their money today. Looking forward to a good contest, boys. Have a good call.
On your Possum, so just waiting for umpire Dempsey to get the ball in hand to start off round 10. Everyone's ready to go here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve. Good crowd.
Now, Big Marriott's gone and stood Tyrone Vickery at full forward, full back. So there you go, Hilly.
Interesting. Here we go. Ben Berry up against Ben Truck Muggavan. And Muggavan gets the tap down. Well picked up by James. That's Sam James. Kicks it out to centre wing. Now to Chase, who's going to take the footy. Anderson tries to grab it. He does. Tackle to ground immediately there by Jackson Grundy, and he'll get the free kick as well. So hard-edged start there by the North Warrnambool Eagles, wanting to get the football, Jackson Grundy. Tell you what, a few of the North boys got the moustaches going here at the moment. Inside 50 he goes. A bad kick and a nice mark taken there by Christian Coronius. He'll go short along centre wing. Good kick through the hands of Spokes, gathered by Jenkinson, back into the side for round 10 after spending some time with an injury. There's Paddy Smith. A little bit of how do you do on the wing there with the captain in Adam Wines, and the spot fires have started. Tommy Batten on that half-back line, gets the handball looking for Keast. He's tackled to the ground, gathered by the 100-gamer Williamson. First shot at goal. Has he kicked it? No, it's behind the stick. And a minor score while there's a bit of spot fighting going on here, big fella.
I'm just watching the blue here, to be honest, and Coronius, and it started with Wines and little Paulie Peakin. Who else? And Dion Johnson
Green
come in.
to do with it.
Zachy Green there, yeah. Peakin, we know that he loves to. Johnson won't take a backward step too. We know that. His Uncle Paul handled himself very, very well back in his day. Make no mistake about it. But here go the Eagles on the back flip now. Looking to go into attack for the second time. Well done by the big fella there. That was married, but he's been dispossessed. And Big Tyrone's going to get his first possession of the afternoon. Big Vickery, the big Richmond Tiger, right on outside 50 now. Wants to play on quickly, just looking for the mark. Little kick, little chip kick. Beautifully done. Just thought his way through that. And Felix Jones is going to go back and try and kick the first of the afternoon for the North Warrnambool Eagles. So a little bit going on off the play here, and don't worry, there's no love lost between these two teams, Greggy Kelson.
No, I think they've set the tone for that they're not going to be friends this afternoon, and that was beautiful use by Vickery. Found a player, first time inside 50. Can they get a goal?
Little Paul Peakin, he loves it, doesn't he? Here's Felix Jones, kicks on its way. Exactly the same spot where Timmy Sheldon slotted the match winner in the twos, and Felix Jones goes bang, and that is the first of the afternoon. It's to the North Warrnambool Eagles, and they go to 1 straight 6 on the Shojan rock hard concrete scoreboard. And, Possum Kelly, all thanks to Redford Keeps on the boundary. Right in front of you, mate. There was a fair bit going on downstairs.
Yeah, there was indeed. And, they certainly got to know each other, the boys, so they should be well and truly warmed up now. But, look, that's the sort of thing that I think that Cobden are going to do, try and intimidate North as much as they can. In saying that, it didn't really work that time. He's a little ripper, isn't he? Little Jonesy. He's a goal kicker and bobs up every week.
He does. Good stuff for the Eagles. Coming through there was Smith. Well done. Kicks to half forward. The target there is Williamson. And a free kick, and it was actually Jack Hutz who was the intended target. It went to Batten, finds Luke Wines, goes inboard with a handball. Under pressure. Wasn't a good handball there by Wines, and the umpire's going to throw it up right on the edge of the 50-metre line for the Cobden Bombers. They're going to the Warrnambool end in this first term. Umpire Dempsey throws it up high. Berry and Muggerman, gathered by Matty Wines, had a great season. Spokes trying to break through the contest. He's wrapped up as well, and we'll have another stoppage. So 3.5 minutes gone. It's 1 straight 6 the Eagles. The Bombers 1 behind. That's on the Shojan concrete scoreboard.
Yeah, Muggerman this time wins it down to James. He just couldn't quite gather. Beautifully picked up there by Paddy Smith. Smith drives one in. Coming through to meet the contest, though, was Batten. It just slipped over at the crucial time. Smith goes again. So does Batten. Dives on the football. Umpire saying no chance of getting that out. And Tommy Batten looking a little bit like Tom Selleck in Magnum PA out there today, Greg Kelson.
He certainly is, mate. He's a few of the boys, as Hilly said, got that moustache happening.
Yeah, there must be a bet or something going on, isn't it, for the back six, because they're all growing them. That is for sure. I think it started with their captain, Adam Wines. Free kick's been plucked out here. It's going to go to the little Ed Sheeran, is it? No, it's not. Plays on quickly there to a teammate. That was Jackie Hart, who just spots up. It goes out wide. Probably didn't really advantage, to be honest, because he kicked it right into the pocket. But either way, a nice mark, and that was taken there by little Tommy Spokes, who's going to go back and have a shot to put the second or the first goal on the board for the Cobden Bombers with the second score, because they've got the one behind as we speak. So Spokes comes in. He's about 35 metres out, kicks on its way. Umpire moves just to the right. It goes through for a minor score. So 2 behind, 2 points Cobden. Eagles 1 straight 6. Shojan rock hard concrete scoreboard. Clock's ticked over 5 minutes on the Fresher Fruit Juice time clock.
Yeah, Lukey Wines with the kick in duty. He's had another stellar season. Short kick, good kick, finds James. So Sam James, one of the barometers for the North Warrnambool Eagles, just has really grown as a footballer, matured as a footballer over the last couple of seasons. Finds Tommy Batten, a.k.a. Tom Selleck, for this afternoon. So Batten still in his defensive 50. He loves to run, carry and switch. And look at that big kick over to Big Job. Too much on it for the Eagles. The idea was right. The execution not as good. And a boundary throw in about 65 from the Cobden Bombers goal. As the great Possum Kelly is just having
devouring
Absolutely.
He's like that bloke at the hot dog eating competition. What was the little fella, the little Japanese bloke's name?
Asaki, I reckon it might have been.
Jumbo or so.
Boundary throw in, gathered by Paddy Smith. Kick to the top of the square. It's floating high. At the bottom of the pack there is Taj Anderson. He left foot snap goal. And the Bombers go in front, 1-8. Leading the Eagles 1 straight 6, and just at the right place at the right time, Ice Kelson and Taj Anderson, an inclusion into the side, hits the scoreboard early in this game.
Yeah, where every good little man should be, just right at the fall of the ball, and we saw, as you said, opportunistic, but that's what Cobden's going to have to do today. They're going to have to make the most of absolutely every opportunity they have going forward. And so far, we've only played 7 minutes, and pretty evenly contested game in both halves of the ground.
Nice physical contest too, isn't it? You know, like they're cracking in, having a go. That is for sure. So here's young Benny Kellen up in the ruck now for the Eagles. Could have been taken high there, the Cobden Bombers, and was. And the free kick is going to go to little McVilly. Is it? No, it's number 7. That is Paddy Smith. He's had a bit of it early here
look
too.
Out, look out.
There's a bit going on behind scene here too. There's Tyrone Vickery's in there, and I reckon
he can handle himself too, Matt.
Tyrone's a machine.
A bit of boxing in that background.
There certainly is, and they're coming from everywhere here too.
Look at little Felix Jones take on Marius.
Back here at the play, the Bombers into attack, but a nice mark taken by McKinnon.
Tyrone's not letting this man.
No, Tyrone won't. He plays on to Birmingham. Birmingham, beautiful kick down to Kellett, but there's no one to kick to because they're all in a scuffle. That's right, they are scuffling. Even the runner's in there. Get the runner out of there. Get out of there, water boy. Nothing to do with you, champion. You go and tell your story walking for mine. Kick comes in now, Johnston. There's a bit of blood coming out here too. There's a bit going on here. There's some claret coming out of the head, and there's a bit. There's fans getting into it.
I reckon it's Zach Green coming off.
Gee whiz.
Zach was heavily involved in the first little altercation. So, don't know whether there was any payback, but Tyrone's rubbing a bit of blood off his elbow.
Golly, there is a lot of sport in this game early. But anyway, it is the Eagles 1 straight 6, Cobden 1-8, and entertaining start out here at Bushfield. Kick comes in, didn't quite hit the target, could have been taken high. There's little Felix Jones. He's wrapped up in a tackle dump. The umpire's trying to just gain a little bit of control here.
Vickery on his own here.
And he has got a little one-on-one if they can get it to the big fella too. Merritt running off. He's looking for a big Tyrone, and what a big target he is. Just get it into him, Felix, he's saying. Big Vickery's going to fly at this. Kick not there. Well done there by Lewis. Had his head taken off or tripped, and the free kick will go to little Chopper. And he was the one that was at the bottom of the pack there before. And Tyrone and Chopper, pretty good mates. Hence why I think they were so ferocious in there. But, gee whiz, keep an update, Possum Kelly, all thanks to Arts and K, because there was plenty of claret coming out of one of the Cobden boys downstairs.
It was. I'll give you a little rundown on how it all started after this kick.
So here we go. So Lewis,
looking forward to this update.
Directly in front. Chopper for the Eagles, second of the afternoon. Comes in, kicks on its way. Beautiful goal. And little Jared Lewis kicks the second of the afternoon for the North Warrnambool Eagles. So they go to 2 straight 12. Cobden 1-8. Shojan Rockhard Concrete scoreboard. Possum Kelly, all thanks to Redford Keeps. What's happening downstairs?
Yeah, fiery start, boys, obviously. And the Cobden boys not taking a backward step. But that all started when Zach Green floated across the front of Tyrone Vickery down there when the ball was up the other end of the ground and just thought he'd introduce himself, but unfortunately missed with the handshake and sort of made a bit of contact with the midriff. So that's how that all started. But, the boys are they're certainly getting into it and flying the flag for each other, which is good to see.
And blood all over the fellow who just kicked the goal too, because there was 3 of them in the little tangle, wasn't there? So, really interesting start to this game.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Eagles up by 4 points. Clark in the ruck for the Bombers this time around. 1-on-1. Jones did some nice bowling work. Joshy Woods nearly had his head taken off. Or was it Grady Rourke? It was Grady Rourke. And we'll have a throw-up, 45 from the Eagles' goal. So umpire Barker throws it up. Vickery's going to do the ruck work. Great tapping. Hits it about 20 metres to advantage of his forwards. Ball grab. Ricky Sullivan kicks, smothered. Birmingham, what a season he's had. Got it to Adam Wines. By hand, he'll go out to O'Brien. To his brother Luke Wines. Sells the candy from 45. Standing start. Goal square. Parrish takes a nice mark. And it's good to see this man back in the North Warrnambool lineup.
He can play, can't he?
Terrific player. Terrific player.
He's a 100 goal kicker from when he was up in the Wimmera. So Parrish from point blank range will come in with the check side. Third of the day for the Eagles. 3 straight 18. They go to 1-2-8, the Cobden Bombers. That's on the Shojan concrete scoreboard. And we have played just 11 minutes on the Fresher Fruit Juice time clock. And Ice Kelson just a little bit, too strong on that occasion, but also a little bit of height advantage as well for Parrish.
They've got some size in that forward line, haven't they?
I think if they can get it out one out enough in there's a bit of height that's going to really worry the Bombers. And Parrish is a terrific footballer. Wimmera-like conditions today too in winter. This is what he'd be used to, but we saw him last time here before I think he got injured. He was having a big impact, and he certainly started that way again today.
Good to see young Matty Clark for the Cobden Bombers too, son of Hightower. What a legend Hightower was at the Cobden Bombers. He's in the ruck competing too against another youngster in Benny Kellett. And young Kellett's going to get the resultant free kick this time. So the ball smack bang. Kick 5 on debut, remember, Benny Kellett. What a great, fantastic debut it was. The young kid kicks long and strong, looks for the skipper in Wines. Good fist away that time by Coronis at the bottom of the packs. Little Felix Jones. He's dispossessed. Ball going to go out. No, it's not. Umpire says play on. Wines is there. It was just a little flick pass out to his brother Matty. And umpire Chris Mew says, let's have a ball up on that far outer side. So right on the 50-metre arc. So the Eagles 3 straight 18. Cobden 1-2-8. Shojan Rockyard concrete scoreboard. 14 minutes gone in this first term, which is all thanks to Bade Ness Rural. Roger Bade, Brad Ness and the team for your farming supplies.
Yeah, some legends out there. Some good South Rovers boys. Hopefully we might see them tonight up at the South Rovers $2,000 draw. They're usually...
I thought it might have been a reunion, Hilly.
No. That's in a couple of weeks' time. So Vickery out of the pack, kicks, centre the kick, looking for
good hand.
Good Wines, but a nice mark taken there by Grady Rourke, and that is a Matco High, a highlight of the day contender from Grady Rourke. Great mark. And the 50-metre as well. So he'll go right in the centre of the ground. Rourke will go short, just 15, the kick. Finds a teammate, and Robinson. He'll go out a little bit further. And they're going to go inside forward 50, but not a good kick that time. And Vickery, who sees himself at the defensive end now, takes the mark, goes out to Jenkinson, back in the side this afternoon. Had an injury earlier on. It might have been that Warrnambool game too, where Rowan sustained that injury. And they just get some free-flowing footy through James, half forward. And again, Grady Rourke takes the mark across half back. So he'll go short again. Good kick. Finds McVilly. He'll go out a little bit wider. Good kick and finds Matt Kemp. He'll go long to centre half forward. Big fly there.
He's
takes a nice mark.
Pay it, surely.
And that's a Matco High highlight of the day contender. And this boy's, he's capable of many things. He goes quickly inside the forward line. Williamson on his 100 game snaps around the body and kicks a beautiful points.
It looked like, I was the same as you, Hilly. It looked like it had gone through from here.
Gee, I tell you what, I'm enjoying some of these young kids of the Cobden Bombers. They're kind of athletic and they have a crack. They crack in and it's been good to watch so far. And then you chuck Hart and you chuck Jesse Williamson in and it's good to watch.
Zach Green.
Zach Green's back on points.
He did win our Matco High, not our Matco, our Southwest Tour of the Week a couple of weeks ago too. Did Zach. Here's Magnum PI, Tommy Batten. He goes out wide. This bloke's beating everything at the moment for the Eagles. Felix Jones takes a nice mark on centre wing. Kick over the top to Muggervan. Takes an uncontested mark. Now Muggervan's about 70 metres out. He's got Parrish, kicks to the pocket, looking for the big man. Good fist away that time by the defence of the Cobden Bombers. Handball goes back there to Ricky Sullivan. He's dispossessed. Birmingham steps around one, goes inboard to Jones. Handballs to himself. Little Felix could have been taken high. Umpire said you're spot on, and Felix Jones is going to go back and have a shot 25 metres out, right in front of the Shojan Rockyard concrete scoreboard. And this is the slot, the 4th of the afternoon for the North Warrnambool Eagles. And it's going to be a tough old shot here, Hilly. Tight on the boundary.
Yeah, but he's a little goal kicker, though.
So Felix Jones, already kicked one this afternoon, comes in, kicks on its way. I think he's pulled it to the right. No, they like it. The Eagles faithful like it. That is 4 straight for the North Warrnambool Eagles. They go to 4 straight 24. Cobden 139. Shojan Rockyard concrete scoreboard. And Felix Jones, Ice Kelson, has been in absolutely everything.
Yeah, and already had 4 marks inside forward 50. And that's quite often a stat that converts to goals, isn't it? It certainly is at the moment, and North well in control in the air in this game.
Yeah, they're looking good. Let's go around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group for your financial needs. Mick Finnegan, Port Fairy v the Hamilton Kangaroos. Good afternoon, Mick.
How you going, guys? We're at the 14-minute mark of the first quarter, and Port Fairy are 3 goals, 1-19, and Hamilton are just having a shot for goal now, and he has kicked the point, and they're 1-2. Oh, it's a goal, sorry. Yeah, 2-1, 13.
Beautifully done, Mick. Love it, mate. We'll talk to you throughout the afternoon. And back here, Jesse Williamson is going to go back and have a shot, try and kick the second of the afternoon for the Cobden Bombers. He's about 30 metres out on a slight angle. He's normally a beautiful kick of the football in game number 100. He's kicked a couple of points already this afternoon. Kicks on its way. Oh, they like it. What a beautiful goal by Jesse Williamson. So they go to 2 goals, 3-15, the Cobden Bombers. 4 straight 24, the North Warrnambool Eagles. Let's continue around the grounds. Ants Marnie out of Victoria Park. The Saints taking on the Portland Tigers. Good afternoon, Ants. We might not have Ants by the sound of that. We might have lost Ants. Let's go to Wally Steer out of Deakin University. The Pond this afternoon, the Warrnambool Blues taking on the South Warrnambool Roosters. Wally, good afternoon to you, buddy. Are you there, Walt? No, we might have lost Wally as well. And let's try again. And we'll go to where is Wally? Let's go up to Camperdown. Peter Canady, Camperdown taking on Warrnambool. What's happening up there, big fella?
G'day, Stewie. How you going? Good afternoon, listeners. The sun is shining here after a very thick fog this morning. It's 15 minutes into the first quarter. Camperdown 2 straight goals, 12. Lead Terang Mortlake 1 straight goal, 6. And at 3-quarter time in the open netball, Camperdown 33 lead the Bloods 25.
Beautifully done, Pete. Let's go back out to Victoria Park. Correct, Ants Marnie, we say good afternoon to you, mate. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, g'day, fellas. Yeah, great day here too. Opening quarter's been pretty ferocious. They're playing some good footy here. Scores 1-1 apiece at the 16-minute mark.
Beautiful work, Ant. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting contest, that one over at Victoria Park. It was a big win for Croydon first time around in ordinary conditions. Back here, it's 4 straight, 24 North Warrnambool to Cobden, 2-3-15. And Possum Kelly on the boundary, all thanks to Rent for Keeps.
Yeah, entertaining game, boys, isn't it? Exciting. I think Cobden are doing exactly as we expected. When they get the ball on the outside, they run, and they're dangerous when that happens. And North, on the other hand, have got that real good mix forward, haven't they? They got Parrish, they got Vickery, they got Latours, and then you got Jones, and also little Chopper. So they got a good mix down forward, the Eagles.
Yeah, they certainly have. Here comes Keast, inside 50. Vickery's the man. Just couldn't quite get it on the lead. Nice pick up there by Sullivan. Or it might have been Smith. Gets it to Coronius. He'll go to the corridor. Good kick. Finds Spokes. Spokes now looks to play on. They look to play on at all costs. They like to run and carry. Rook back to Spokes. Goes by hand to Smith. Inside 50. Who's the target? Clark's down there. Couldn't quite get it. Williamson trying to get the bouncing ball. Works it back. Intercepted by Keys. Tackled by Hartz. He wants holding the ball. The umpire said he had no chance. And we'll have a throw up 40 metres out from the Cobden goal. So we've just ticked under, just over 19 minutes in this first quarter. Brought to you by Bade Ness Rural. Clark done the ruck work. No one going anywhere this time around. And we'll have another throw up. We'll see what happens, and then we might go to Wally Steer very, very soon. So Clark gets the throw up this time. Got a little tap down. Running hard there was Parrish. Foul got the handball to Smith, 1-on-1. Big Joe stands tall in the defensive goal square and takes a nice mark. Looks to play on quickly. Hutt's leading the charge up against Grundy. Grundy's kept his feet, did well, got the handball out there to Batten. Batten now short. A long centre wing finds Wines. A nice little build-up here by the Eagles, and they can move it forward.
Nice bit of play there for the North Warrnambool Eagles, and Grundy butters up too. Not the best kick that time, and cutting it off and taking a nice mark was Ricky Sullivan. Oh, that wasn't his best disposal either. Vickery comes out and meets, picked up by Parrish now on the rebound over the top. Beautiful little handball to Keast, and Keast goes bang for the Eagles. And, well, he'd be disappointed, I reckon, Ricky Sullivan there. Just the disposal. But the Eagles good enough to slot their 5th straight of the afternoon. So 5 straight 24. 5 straight 30. They lead the Cobden Bombers 2-3-15. Shojan Rockhard Concrete scoreboard. Let's go around the grounds. Wally Steer was the one, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group we missed earlier. Out of the pond, the Blues taking on the Roosters. What's happening out there, Wal?
Yeah, well, I've just surfaced out of the mud and the water out here, so I didn't get to you at the first stop, but it's a heavy 12, but it's looking all right. So 20 minutes gone in the first quarter. Warrnambool 1 behind, South Warrnambool 2-2.
Beautifully done, Wal. Love your work, mate. That is for sure. That is around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. And, well, the Eagles have started well here, Hilly.
Yeah, they have. Sullivan, better kick that time around. Paddy Smith, loved his game so far. He's had a fair bit of the footy. He's been very good. Big fly there by Spokes. Wines reads it better. In the corridor, the Eagles go. They're good by hand. Jenkinson short by foot finds Birmingham. He's got Wines out wide. He'll run and carry. Likes to go inside 50. Daisy cut a kick and hits Vickery on the lead. And Vickery will have his first shot at goal, 35, 40 metres out. Almost directly in front, and they've just sort of got no answers, have they, the defenders of the Cobden Bombers?
What's your thoughts? Obviously, Marriott's played the most of the season in the ruck. They've obviously had to go put him down back, haven't they? But I think he looks like a bit of a duck out of water, doesn't he?
Yeah.
As a backman.
Yeah, no, probably out of position, absolutely. So, big Tyrone, will he kick his first of the afternoon? They've kicked 5 straight, the Eagles. For his 5th goal in Hampden League footy, comes in. Connection's not all that good. Big fly by Wine to the back, and it just goes over the line for a minor score. So their first blemish, 5-1-31 the Eagles, 2-3-15 the Cobden Bombers. That's on the Shojan Concrete scoreboard. And all thanks to Fresher Fruit Juices, we've played 22 and a half minutes in this first term, Ice Kelson.
Yeah, we have, and it's been entertaining. I guess Cobden have just kept themselves in the game, haven't they? But Eagles have made the absolute most of every opportunity they've had going forward.
Yeah, they certainly have, Greggy Kelson. So they're going to go forward again, this time through Birmingham. He's had a bit of a look at that skill from the youngster. I love the way he goes about it. Here's Johnson for the Eagles. Takes a good mark. Dion Johnson, ex-Melbourne Demon. And he's going to go back and have a shot from about 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Dion Johnson, been a great pick-up for the Eagles. Super fit. And Zachy Green, of course, they couldn't do much about that. He was just kind of edged under the football. So Johnston coming in. This is for goal number 6 for the Eagles. Normally a beautiful long kick of the football. Johnston comes in, kicks on its way. Hasn't got the distance that way. I think Mosdy. Oh, Parrish! If you don't mind, that is a Matco highlight of the day. Dylan Parrish, there's nothing wrong with the pinger there. The hamstring just went absolutely bang, and that is one of the best marks you'll see today, Greg Kelson.
Yeah, and it's a difficult one. Like you said, Marriott's down there trying to just counter some of that height of North Warrnambool, but not really having an impact on it either. He just looks lost in that marking contest, doesn't he?
So Parrish takes an absolute screamer. As good as you'll see today, comes in looking for his 2nd of the afternoon. He pumps the fists, and the Eagles faithful get around him. So the Eagles go to 6-1-37. They lead the Cobden Bombers 2-3-15. Shojan Rockhard Concrete scoreboard. And we have played 25 minutes on the fresher. Life's a whole lot fresher. Fruit juice time clock.
And a big first quarter. 8 goals scored in beautiful conditions here. So it's sort of a shootout, isn't it? But like I said, just the overall height and
firepower, haven't they?
Where North's getting the footy, that's really hurting Cobden.
Possum Cowley on the boundary, all thanks to Rent for Keeps. They would have liked it down there, the North Warrnambool faithful.
They did indeed, Hilly, and there's plenty of them here, but you're spot on, Eyes. I think if there's any doubt going forward for North, they're able to bomb it in, and they've got that height advantage, and that's going to be an issue for Cobden for most of the day if they continue in that vein.
So free kick will go to the North Warrnambool Eagles. Batten, who's been very prominent across half back, and he'll go that switch kick as he always does, precise to Callum Grundy, who's got the shaved undercut. Goes to James. So James, right a true centre-half back. We've played 25 and a half minutes first term action. James goes inside the centre square and he finds Luke Wines. They're a precision kicking team. So Wines, he would have had 10 touches already. He's been terrific. Short kick, Jenkinson. Standing unattended. He'll look to play on. Oh, he's off his mark then. He's going to go. In the right bit he goes. Here's Vickery. Watch the big man fly. Just couldn't quite grab it down. Well picked up by Green. Goes around on the right foot to kick it out of trouble. Through the hands of James. Gathers nicely. Jenkinson works it back. Finds Batten. Goes on the left foot. Kicks to Adam Wines. I'll tell you what, they just hit targets, don't they, the North Warrnambool Eagles? He'll look to go inside 50 now. Vickery one-on-one with Marriott. Almost taking the mark. Well done there by Matty Wine. Snap around the body and has kicked a beautiful goal. They've kicked 7, the Eagles, and that's a Lucas brother Butcher. Goal of the day contender from the snooze man.
Oh, big Tyrone Vickery there. He was absolutely...
It was a free kick.
He was manhandled, wasn't he?
I know. He's looking at the umpire questioning him. And
he was...
My God, how wasn't a free kick? But that just shows you what Marriott's just struggling with him, isn't he?
And I just look, the young kid, he's I don't think he's played back a lot, to be honest, throughout his career. You can kind of see that, but they've kind of got to because they haven't got a lot of height, and he's such a big player, isn't he, Vickery? Poss, you saw all that. Poor old Vickery probably deserved the free kick, but in the end, a great goal to Wines.
It was, but he was hanging on, and then in the final foray was a push in the back. So he actually looks like a bit like the big boy from Big Mason Cox a little bit, Marriott, doesn't he, when you have a look at him?
He does. He plays better than him, though, I reckon, don't we? Ball back in the middle of the ground. Muggervan into the ruck now for the Eagles. Goes through the hands of James. Muggervan's good enough to get it again. He goes back to Wines. That's Luke. He kicks down the line looking for Callett. Goes through the legs there. Here's little Zachy Green. He's got the bandage on the head now. Handball comes out, and we are going to have a ball up on that far outer side. So 7-1-43. What a magnificent start here by the North Warrnambool Eagles. 2-3-15, the Cobden Bombers. That is on the Shojan Rocco concrete scoreboard. And Lucas Brothers snag of the day there from Matty Wines, Ice Kelson, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I reckon this game's already getting into dangerous territory for Cobden.
Yeah, it is. They've had a great first term. 7-1-43 to 2-3-15, a 28-point margin.
The only thing I will say is generally that is a scoring end at Bushfield where the Eagles are kicking.
So we'll have I guess at half-time we'll have a true indication of where this game is heading. Nice bit of ruck work there by Clark. Gathered here by Taj Anderson, who kicked the first goal of the game. Foul come out and just ran over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. But, we speak about North Warrnambool's forward line. I'll tell you, it looks dangerous. Parish, Wines, Vickery, you compare it to the likes of Croyd. They've got Dobson, Corriwell when fit, Couch, McIntyre. It's it's a good head-to-head, isn't it, really?
My oath it is.
So in the forward line for the Bombers, gathered, James, got the handball out, finds his brother, that brotherly love, got it out of defence, leading the charge there is Anderson, tries to sidestep away from his opponent. Unable to do so, and we'll have a boundary throw. And pass down to you, all thanks to Rent for Keeps. Been an entertaining first term.
It has been, Hilly, and no real advantage to either end either, which we failed to mention before the game. It's quite still, so not a lot of wind. So scoring quite easily at both ends if you can get the ball into your forward line.
Oh, yeah, free kick's going to go here to Benny Berry for the Cobden Bombers. So he's going to pump them into attack. Getting back there is James and cutting it off and taking a nice mark. And that was Tommy James this time for the North Warrnambool Eagles. He wants to... Sorry.
Yeah, they'll just hold this footy up.
There can't be long to play in this first turn, to be honest. Nice little kick across. All that time just drops. Spilt what he probably should have taken there was McKinnon. The ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to have a ball up deep in the forward 50 for the Cobden Bombers. You can see those magnificent new nets out here at Bushfield they've put up behind the goals. I love it. Big Mick McKinnon, father of Joe. Heavily involved. Mick was a great player back in his heyday too.
Good cricketer too.
Yeah, he's a ripper. Good fella too, Mickey. There's Wines' kick. It was smothered. Coming through there was Tommy Keast. He goes back to James, who spots up Lukey Wines. Beautiful kick there. Precision kicking. Here's Joey McKinnon now running. His kick's good to the big man Vickery. I've been impressed with Big Tyrone. He's working right up the ground. He's not just sitting in the goal square. He's really imposing himself onto this contest. Far out of side is Grundy. Wines has butted up. That's Luke. He's been impressive in this first term as well. Goes in ball back to McKinnon. They're just kind of waxing it, to be honest. He wants to play on quickly. Well, kick not good. Not good. It's going to be cut off. No, it wasn't. And Jesse Williamson in game number 100 takes a nice mark for the Cobden Bombers. So not long to play. And right on cue. There is the siren here to end this first quarter. Hey? And they're just a few plays just getting to know each other again. There was a bit of spite little bit of spite in that first turn between both these clubs as the umpires just separate them now and send them off. Because you just had that feeling that possibly things could have got out of control there. There's a couple of times it did in the first quarter there, Ice Kelson.
I don't think it's the last of it either somehow. I'm not sure they're great friends. And Paulie Pekin leading his charge off. Well,
it's a coincidence they're both the Fiery Reds.
Yeah.
Great stuff. So quarter time here it is at All Football Eagle 7-1-43. They lead the Cobden Bombers 2-3-15. That's on the Shojan Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. And coming up, the bake at the break at halftime. Alan Blackburn, of course, he caught up with Port Irving a couple of weeks ago. We're going to get the second half, the back half of that Port Irving interview, all thanks to Kerman's Hamburgers. They are the best hamburgers in Australia, make no mistake about it. We're going to take a break. This is Hampden League Live on 94.5 3YB FM.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3YB FM.
When building a new home, the first place to go is Greens Bricks and Windows. They stock PGH Bricks trend windows and doors with double glazing to all styles. Make the right choice. See Greens Bricks and Windows, 7 Robson Street, Warrnambool.
Fitz Media Productions is your online broadcast specialist. From meetings and special events to weddings, funerals and sport, Fitz Media's fully equipped mobile broadcast unit provides a professional, reliable live stream anywhere. Contact us today.
Have you been injured at work, in a public place, from medical negligence, in a motor vehicle accident, from exposure to asbestos? Madden's Lawyers, the region's most experienced injury compensation firm. You deserve the best.
Right, thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Got some lovely Angus bullocks here. Right, over here, 390. 80 got, thank you. 2, 4, 6, 386, 8, 90, 392, 392. Jack Kelly here from J&J Kelly Stock Agency. We've been in business 30 years this year. We've got a great selling team to help market your livestock. We sell every Wednesday and the last Friday of each month at the Warrnambool Livestock Centre. Contact J&J Kelly Stock Agency and staff for all your livestock needs.
Woohoo! The footy's back, bigger and better than ever. Just like the boys at Peter Baulch Bridgestone, now offering full logbook servicing and mechanical. With tyres starting from $60 and zip pay available. Why go anywhere else? Peter Baulch Bridgestone, Ferry Street.
Need insurance? See MGA Insurance Group. Great service, expert advice and competitive premiums for farmers, business owners and transport operators. Call Dennis and Gareth Morgan and Glenn Skilbeck, 55596 200.
3 steps. Design, plan and construct. Smith & Son Renovations and Extensions take care of all 3 steps to provide you with a smooth and cost-effective process. See Nathan and the team at Smith & Sons, Ferry Street. Quality builders and reno specialists.
Need something welded or fabricated? See Warrnambool Sheet Metal. Commercial kitchens, benches, exhaust and new canopies, handrails, gates, mailboxes and toolboxes. There's not much Warrnambool Sheet Metal can't do. Braithwaite Street.
Time to get up, time to walk to the bus stop, open up the shop, time for you, time for me, loving everything you see. The sun is up, time to take on the world this time. Time to wake up, time to climb to the top. Welcome to the world where the sun is always gold and it's waiting just for you. Time to get into life where the sun is always gold. Sun don't.
Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater has all your fresh meats ready to go. And small goods handmade on the premises daily. Yeah! Find Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater at Lucas Brothers Butchers with easy, convenient drive-through. Corner of Banyan and Lava Streets, Warrnambool.
Did you know that Bade Ness Rural have 3 agronomists and an experienced in-store team to help service the needs of their clients? With the right advice and the latest in agriculture technology, they provide a tailored service specific to your farm needs. Helping you boost production and keeping costs in check is what they do best. From on-farm agronomy to decades of expertise in-store to help you get the best results. Call in and see them today. Bade Ness Rural, corner Raglan Parade and Karamat Road, Warrnambool.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3YB FM.
Welcome back to Hampden League Live. Of course, it is quarter time here. That first quarter, all thanks to Bade Ness Rural for your farming supplies. And what an entertaining first quarter of football. The Eagles 7-1, 43, Cobden 2-3, 15. Ice Kelson, Tread Hill, it had plenty, didn't it?
Yeah, geez, it was a fiery start early in that probably 3 or 4 minutes. There was a bit of a scuffle there with Paulie Peake and a couple of the Wyans boys and a few others, and then it sort of it just dwindled down a little bit. Then there was a little bit of heat in that back line where we saw young Zach Green get a bit of claret on the eye. But looking at the game as a whole, great start by the North Warrnambool Eagles. Really good use of the footy, and I think just their big tall timber down forward is going to be a really hard thing for Cobden to try and stop. Parrish really good in the air. Vickery looks strong. Lewis is involved. Wines is doing some nice things across half forward. It's looking likely for the Eagles.
Yeah, great to see the McDonald's boards too that all the clubs are using. Of course, they're great sponsors of the league and also Hampden League Live. Mickey D's, they give every club, reserves and seniors some coaching boards, and they're all using them. Looks magnificent. Possum Kelly, what was the word like down there in the huddle, mate, at quarter time from both sides?
The assistant coaches spent a lot of time with their groups, boys. Timmy Condon with the back line. Timmy Sheldon had a lot to say to the forward line, and Chris Lenihan spent time with the midfield. So they're in their respective groups. It's just a brief discussion now by Wizzy before they split up. So we'll try and get a word with Timmy Sheldon if we can. He spoke to the forward line. Be interesting to get his take on it. Actually, we'll get him over here now if you want. Timmy Sheldon. Got him here now, boys. Tim, or is it Gary Rowan? Not quite sure, but no, it might be Timmy Sheldon. Mate, you spent some time with the forwards. What was the message?
Yeah, great work, great quarter. 4 goals from turnovers, so that's highlighting our pressures right up there.
And taking the ball in, what's the instruction? I mean, obviously you got the tall timber if you need it. Would you prefer to run the ball in a much neater way, or if you get the opportunity to bomb it in, how are you sort of looking at that?
We want to use the angles, change it up a bit. We've got probably 4 talls down there, so we probably want to go in quick, and we've got some lightning blokes like Chopper down there, so probably quick.
Good on you, mate. Good luck for the second quarter. Thanks, boys.
Beautifully done, Poss. And, it is second quarter action about to get underway. We're going to go around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hart Financial Group. Before we do that, Port Fairy v. the Hamilton Kangaroos. Mick Finnegan, what's happening over there, buddy?
Yeah, the second quarter's just commenced, and Port Fairy is 3-2-20 to Hamilton 3-1-19. Very entertaining game over here.
Good game of footy over there at the Gardens Oval. Let's go out to Koroyd, Victoria Park. The Saints take on the Portland Tigers. Ants Marnie, what's happening out there, Ants?
Yeah, just about to start the second quarter. Koroyd are 3-1-19. There's a siren. And the Portland are 1-1-7.
Beautifully done, mate. And back here, Tyrone Vickery's just taken a beautiful grab on the lead for the North Warrnambool Eagles. And he's going to go back and have a shot from about 45 metres out. Nearly directly in front here. We will continue around the grounds in a minute, but he's looking dangerous, the big fella. Loved his game. He's imposing himself on the contest eyes, isn't he?
Yeah, for an AFL footballer, this is like any of us mere mortals kicking it from about 20, I reckon, Matt.
Yeah, he's going to go back and have a shot. He was always a pretty good kick at the Tigers. And big Tyrone Vickery comes in, kicks on its way, shanked it to the right. Give a bloke a pump up and
no problem with the distance though, was there? He's skied, but he just
kicked it like a Richmond player, right?
Got it out, mate. When he was back there, we weren't as successful, but he done his part. He played his part and got us through.
From memory, you got him going too.
Hey, let's continue around the grounds. Let's go out to the pond. The Warrnambool Blues taking out on the South Warrnambool Roosters. Wally Steer covering this one for us. Well, what's happening, bud?
Yeah, we're 6 minutes into the second quarter here. Warrnambool currently 1 point and South Warrnambool are 2 goals 5.
Muddy ground?
The ground's a bit muddy, probably a solid 12, I'd say. Another goal to the Roosters. So they move on to 3 goals 5 and Warrnambool 1 behind.
Beautifully done, Wal. Let's get up to the Lura Oval. Peter Canady, Camperdown taking on Saran Morley. What's happening up there, Pete?
Yeah, she's all over in the open netball, guys. Camperdown 42 defeated Terrain Mortlake 35, and we've just started the second quarter in the footy. 1 point difference. Camperdown 3-1-19 and trail Terrain Mortlake 3-2-20.
A good game of footy up there as well between the close town rivals, that is, around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group back here. And the Eagles looking to go into attack once again.
Yeah, they are. They're looking strong already, aren't they, early in this second term. Wines got the football to Margavan, to Matty Wines. Just bombed inside forward 50. Working back nicely there was Zach Green. He had a big man just storming down on the lead there in Tyrone Vickery, but was able to mark it in time. So with the sun in his eyes, just looking the best passage to get out of that defensive 50. So Green, short by foot's going to go to foul. Dangerous kick, had to mark. 2 Eagles onto 1. Here's Jones, creative with the handball. Gets it to Keys, inside 50. Parrish on the lead and spots him up with precision. And those foot skills just shining nicely again, Ice Kelson.
Yeah, and Timmy Sheldon made reference to it at quarter time. The pressure and, what they've been able to achieve from turnovers. And there was another glowing example. Turnover from Cobden and North having a shot at goal.
So Parrish...
Some noises going on in this box too.
Parrish, he kicked 2 first-term goals, looking for his third of the afternoon. 25 metres out, tight angle on the side for a left foot. He comes in. Looks good off the boot. Lucas Brothers Butcher, goal of the day contender.
Oh, he's a beautiful kick.
That is 3 straight for Dylan Parrish, and the Eagles just going ahead a little further. 8-1-49 to 2-3-15. Shows you concrete scoreboard, and we've just ticked over 3 and a bit minutes in this second term. All brought to you by McDonald's.
He might be nearly as good a kick as we've got in this competition. He's a beautiful kick, isn't he?
That was on the boundary line. That was tough. Yeah, that was precision, and it's always the toughest pocket to kick it from here at Bushfield, on that side of the ground. So he just made it look easy. Philip Kelly on the boundary, all thanks to Red for Keats.
He did, Matty. I know it's the name of the game, kicking goals and more goals than the opposition, but that's the difference in the game at the moment, isn't it? They're so much more potent going forward, the Eagles, than what the Bombers are.
Beautiful bit of ruck work too there by the Eagles. Benny Muggerman going back with the flight there was James. Kick off the ground, could have been in danger, and the umpire said yes, and the free kick will go to Coronius. So Christian Coronius, good footballer for the Cobden Bombers. He's got the free kick. Nearly in the centre circle out here at Bushfield. Kick goes down, sitting underneath it there for the Eagles was Tommy Keistock. Could have been taken high there. Umpire says no, and we're going to have a ball up. Right in front of the commentary box out here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve. It's going to be Muggerman up against Big Hightower. Young Clark, well done there by Hightower. Good fist away too. James at the bottom of the pack, as he often is. Kick comes out to Adam Wines, I should say. Takes a nice mark. He's been good too. You know what you're going to get with the Wines boys each and every week. Goes inboard to James again. That time it's Sammy James, plays on quickly, a little bit of 1-2, and on the end of it's Tommy James. Not his best kick, goes through the hands that time of Muggerman. Handball into a little bit of space. Kick off the ground now, just pushing the football forward. Could have been in the back, and the umpire said you're spot on, and Callum Grundy will get the resultant free kick for the North Warrnambool Eagles on that far outer side.
Yeah, good young player. One of those host of young ones that are coming through the ranks here at North Warrnambool. Kicks, big fly there by Wines. Running at the back there is Keys. Can he gather? He does. Evades the tackle, got the handball forward, but only as far as Paddy Smith. Found Robertson, back to Smith. Uncanny kicking style, but it was effective. Foul. Has a football in hand. He can come to the centre wing and find Spokes. So now they're just trying to pick the gaps. Has to be precise with a kick. Punched away, just couldn't quite get Berry. Fell in the hands of Robinson, smothered. Robinson can go for a second take. Here's Sullivan, sidestepping. By hand he goes to Big Clark. Inside 50. Big fly by Hutt. Couldn't bring down the mark. Looked a little bit sore after that one. Here comes Wines. Gets it to Grundy. Lewis is the target, but Paddy Smith takes a nice mark.
Jeez, he's good, this kid.
Good lad, isn't he?
Oh, mate, this kid moves super.
Pekin, 40 on the standing start, has a shot at goal. Yep, Paulie Pekin kicks the third of the day for the Bombers. And they go to 3-3-21.
Get around Paddy Smith, Cobden. No one's gone to him yet. Pekin goes to him now. He was the one that set that goal up. He's a ripper.
He's an instigator, and I was talking to Irish Courtney during the week, and he goes, there's a lot spoken about Toby Jennings being that really emerging, up-and-coming youngster that's probably one of the better youngsters in the comp. He goes, this fella's probably equally as good the way he's gone about his footy this year, so Paddy Smith, well done to you. Pekin kicks a nice goal. It just sort of keeps him in touch. 28 points the margin.
And you know what? Cobden are actually playing okay here.
Yeah, they
it's
are.
just that North have been superior with that ball in the air, haven't they? You know?
I agree.
So back in the centre, and who's in it again? Smith. Loves that contested brand of footy, Paddy Smith. He's pretty lightly framed, but not afraid of the contest.
He's Hook's lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
He liked it pretty hard too.
Hook was a ripper. Good fella, Hook too. And here he is again, little Paddy Smith on cue. He just loves
a beauty,
it.
Isn't
He is a beauty. Here they go. Can they pinch another one here, the Cobden Bombers? Grundy, though, just steps through a couple. Not his best kick. Coming through there is Wines. Bombers got good numbers around this contest. Pekin's there as well. No love lost between Wines and Pekin. Every time they go at it, Possum Kelly.
Free kick to Wines here, boys. Pekin a little bit over
That's the
exuberant.
only thing you got to be careful of.
Oh, Johnson just, he might have just given little Pekin one there, and Paulie just loves it. It's just, it's a great little contest here at the moment, isn't it? And, I think we're just going to watch that contest, those two, whenever they go at it. The two fiery redheads. Bit of a torpedo that time from Wines. Didn't come off, and getting back and getting in the hole there was young Paddy Smith again. He's fearless.
God, he's got a good 5 minutes from him.
I don't think Wigsy would be happy with that kick then, Matty. It was just a screw, and you're better off trying to set it up with a nice drop punt.
Yeah, nice kick by Smith too to Coronius. So they're just building here. If they can get the next goal here, the Cobden Bombers, they might get a little bit of a sniff. Big Hightower's going to be the target down the line. No, he's not. Shorter kick that time. Goes through the hands. Johnson wraps up in a tackle. There's Big Hightower. Coming through there is Wines. Stacks on the mill. And umpire Chris Mew says, let's have a little ball up and we will try and sort it out again.
They're happy with it being contested, Cobden. They've just got to get enough contests, don't they, around the footy?
So it's going to be young Kellett up against Hightower. Coming through is Grundy to Johnson. Johnson just steps through a couple. Back to Grundy. Little chip kick over the top. Was a nice kick too. Just goes through the hands. Well done to Kellett. Over the top to little Felix Jones now from about 30 metres out on a tight angle. Mark it down as a Lucas Brothers snag. Point of the day. Hit the post. Have a look at that. Hit the post. I couldn't believe that. The umpire signal hit the post. Did it hit the post?
Yeah, he said it did, Matty, but you only get little savs for that effort.
Little Savaloys down at Peter Harris at Lucas Brothers Butchers. They are the best snags going around. All the flavours, you name it, they do it. And there's that man, Paddy Smith again, Hilly.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm thinking Matthews Petroleum Player of the Day.
Four
contention already.
5 minutes here.
He's been terrific. So they got the ball in the hands of number 5 and Louis Cahill of age 1. Goes inside 50 with a worm burner. Jack Hart, the man. They've always got numbers. Williamson gathers. Handballs forward. Hutt's in there, as is Callum Grundy. Both love the hard footy. And we'll have a stoppage right on the 50-metre line for the Cobden Bombers. 29 points the margin.
Now, Callum's the son of little Reggie Grundy, and the other Grundy's the son of Doc Grundy. So there you go. Just a little bit of trivia.
And
cousins.
The grandson of a former.
Oh, good heavy tackle on Zach Gray. Tyrone Vickery, the big man, come in hard and nailed him to the ground.
Johnny Carroll's the grandfather, is
There
that
you
correct?
go.
Yeah.
Well, is that, yeah. Right, there you go. Unbelievable.
So back here, good tap on by Muggerman. Coming through there hard where was Darcy. Down to Jones. He's been manhandled. He's wanting the free kick. The pressure there by Riley McVilly pretty good. And we'll have a
crack, aren't they?
Oh, he's holding the ball. A free kick to the Bombers.
They're cracking in here, the Bombers. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
Last 10 minutes, I reckon they've sort of been on top, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I guess that's probably just that kick to half forward or just inside 50, which sort of just hurt them. They've had a bit of inside 50 action in this first, 10, 11 minutes, but just haven't been able to convert.
I suppose they haven't got the same firepower for them. That's
they
the
don't.
problem.
So here he is. Keys, short kick, nice one. And he finds Muggerman.
Mugsy.
Big Mugsy. Probably about 48, 49 metres out. He's looking for that
Looking to dish it
handball.
off, isn't he?
Yeah, he's looking to dish off just a little bit beyond his distance, the big Muggles. And he's still looking around. Just kick to the top of the square. Oh, he's going to drag someone. He's going to run in. Short kick, smart kick, and finds Johnston.
Yeah, they just ran around easy. They
telegraphed it.
Well, I guess that standing rule sort of allows that a little bit too, doesn't it? They can't sort of run off the mark too soon. So
That's why it's important that the umpire calls play on at the right time too, I think.
You're right.
Because he wandered for a while there.
So Johnston, who's kicked 9 goals this season for the North Warrnambool Eagles. He's played that high half forward role really, really nicely this season. to kick their 9th goal of the afternoon, their 2nd of this quarter, 25 metres out, directly in front. Dion Johnston comes in and has just missed. I think he has, and a minor score. So an opportunity gone begging there for the Eagles. 8-3-51. They lead Cobden 3-3-21. It is a 30-point margin, and Possum Kelly doing his best business on the boundary, all thanks to Renfrew Keeps.
Good on you, Hillies. A bit of shade happening down here now, which is not ideal. That nice warm sun is starting to disappear over there in the west. But you look at Cobden boys and Jack Hutt, their leading goal kicker with 10, and not as a big forward. He's matched up against Tom Batten, so there's a mismatch there for a start, and that's where they're falling down, that big tall they need up in the forward line.
Yeah, and that's the difference, isn't it? You know, at the moment. But gee whiz, I tell you what, for the first look at Cobden Bombers so far this year, I've been impressed just the way their endeavour, and they're having a crack, and their systems look good, and I think if they can just stick together and maybe recruit a few.
They want to tall forward, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pressure's good.
Pressure's been brilliant. They play that real manic kind of style of football, I think, which it's great to see. A little bit like the Tigers, even though we haven't done it much this year. Here's Joey McKinnon. He goes back to young Kellett. Kellett's got Magnum PI if he wants to use him. And does. And he goes back out to Joey McKinnon. They chip it around beautiful there. By foot today, the Eagles have been absolutely spot on. Beautiful kick that time to Matty Wines, the snooze man. Kicks down over the top, running football. And well done by Big Mark Marriott that time. And the big ruckman who's playing down back today on Big Tyrone Vickery. And goes through for minor score for the Eagles. So 8-4-52 the Eagles, 3-3-21 the Cobden Bombers. That's on the Shojan Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard, Trinity Hill.
Yeah, it is. Good kick there from Robertson to Sullivan, and Sullivan had the idea but just didn't really convert all that well. Here's McVilly, the fend off, gets it moving forward. They've got numbers here through Thau. He can go inside forward 50. The handball was probably the better option. Running hard there is Tommy James. He loves a contested stuff and unable to get it out. Umpire Dempsey says we'll have a throw up right on the 50-metre line for the Cobden Bombers. The margin's 31 points, and we've ticked over 15 minutes in this second term. Here's Clark come with a big volleyball swipe. Smith in there trying to construct something. In here, there was O'Brien. Got the handball out. Williamson slipped. Bit of Steve Bradbury stuff there, and then he was tackled as he got the football by Johnston.
He's strong, Johnson, isn't he?
Oh yeah, strong through that core, those hips and so forth. Very, very strong body.
Big-shouldered boy too.
Oh yeah, good breeding. So Clark got a tap down. Oh, taken too high for mine. There was Smith, and again, this fella has impressed me this afternoon. Where will he go? He's got the option of the lateral kick there to Coronis, but he'll go inside forward 50. Not a great kick, but Spokes out in front. Couldn't take the mark, but did get nice contesting work. There goes Rourke, gathers, gets it to a teammate in camp who went the left foot snap, but a little bit too much off this side of the boot, and we'll have a free kick to Luke Wines, who's been pretty prominent this afternoon. Nice, Kelson.
He certainly has, and like I said, you can't deny how Cobden's attacking the football. They just haven't quite got the same finishing power, have they?
Doing a great job on the Senate Accountant Stats this afternoon. Spooky Senate for all your accounting needs. Make sure you get in and see the friendly staff at Senate Accountant Stats. Play on there for Magnum PI. It only went 5-7 metres, I think, for mine. Big Tommy just stood up like a big man mountain, to be honest, and I'm not going anywhere. They couldn't drag him down, the two Cobden Bombers, but anyway, we are going to have a ball up. And it's going to be Benny Berry up against Benny Muggovan. Berry wins this one down. James there, happy to see the ball go out of bounds, and we'll have a ball up. So 8-4-52, 3-3-21 Cobden. Eagles doing it on the bit, but you just sense if the Bombers can get bit of reward for effort, if they can kick a couple, then they're well and truly back in this contest. That little fleet-footed brigade of the Beetlejuice Cobden Bombers. And we are going to have another ball up, Trinity Hill. And coming up, the Bake of the Break at halftime, all thanks to Kerman's Hamburgers. The rest of Port Irving.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. Black is doing a great job. 17 minutes gone on the Fresher Fruit Juice time clock, and a kick out of the defensive 50 there by the Eagles, intercepted there by Zach Green. So Green.
He's been good.
He's been solid. Yeah, he's read the ball well. So Green now. He'll go to half forward. The target's Williamson. Keys just jumped in front and did well with the attack to punch it over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. Let's go around the grounds, all thanks to the McLaren Hunt Financial Group. Mickey Finnegan looking after Port Fairy and the Hamilton Kangaroos. And Mick, what's the latest over the Gardens Oval? Haven't got Mick. Let's go to Ants Marnie at Victoria Park. Roy taking on the Portland Tigers. Ants, what's the latest in your game over at Vic Park?
Yeah, mate, no, of course, just slipped away a little bit here. They were 17-10, quarter 7-1-43 to Portland 2-2-14. Quarter just kicked another goal. So they're going 8-1. So, yeah, just sort of slipping away a bit, Cordy.
So going nicely, the league leaders back here. We've got a goal-kicking opportunity here for Jack Hart. He's kicked 10 goals this season, right in front of the Shojin Concrete scoreboard. Comes in and nails it. Great goal by Jack Hart.
Oh, big goal.
That's a Lucas Brothers Butcher goal of the day contender and a much-needed one. As you said, Matt, a reward for effort. They've been sort of peppering around that forward 50 and Hutt converted nicely.
I'll tell you, if they can get another quick goal here, the game is well and truly on because I reckon they've been on top, to be honest, haven't they?
They've been on top for the last 15 minutes or so. And as I said, it's just that the Eagles got off to such a wonderful start. And as I said, Cobden probably have to scrounge for all of their goals, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's continue around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. Wally Steer out of the pond, the Blues taking on the Roosters. What's happening out there, Walt?
Now we're at about the 23-minute mark of the second quarter. Warrnambool 117, South Warrnambool 5737. A little bit of one-way traffic by the looks of it.
Yeah, the Roosters doing it pretty well at the moment. Let's go to Pete Canady up the lure over the up and beat to Red Mort. Over his close last time. What's happening now, Pete? What's happening now, Pete? We might be having a few little issues with Peter Canady. Let's go to Mick Finnegan over the Gardens Oval, Port Fairy, the Seagulls. How are they travelling now, Mick?
Yeah, good game of footy over here, Matty. 19-minute mark of the second quarter, and Port Fairy are 5-3-33 to Hamilton Kangaroos 4-2-26.
Beautifully done. That is around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. Back here, Bombers into attack here once again. It's a long kick, looking for options. Batten sits under it as he always does. Coming through that time was Williamson. He was dispossessed. Jenkinson gathers now across the half-back line. Nice kick to Grundy. Takes a nice mark too. Plays on quickly to the snooze man who just steps around one. Goes onto that customary left boot. Normally always spots up a target and doesn't let me down. Hits Felix Jones.
He does. He gets the 1-2 back and he'll go the handball into Lukey Wines, the brother. Goes out to James. That's Sam James. Works out nicely to Keast. Inside 50. Parrish flies and at the back sitting there unattended. Was the big man in Callett, and Callett will look for his first goal of the afternoon. He didn't have to do much, Benny Callett. Eyes Carlson went through the fingers or the eyes of, or over the head of Parrish, and Callett just sort of lucky he was standing in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. Just opportunistic, but, and gee, they've done some damage because they've had a lot of kicks from sort of around that 35, 40 metre mark north, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. So he's going to kick from about 15, 20 metres out directly in front. Callett, who's kicked 9 goals this season, looking for his 10th goal of the year. Comes in. Benny Callett, has he done enough? I reckon he's just squeezed it in for his first of the day. He has. He hasn't disappointed. And he gets one back for the Eagles. They go to 9-4. That's 58 on the Shojin Concrete scoreboard. Cobden 4-3-27. And we have played on the Fresher Fruit Juice time clock. We've played 21 minutes in this second term. Let's go up to the Lura Oval. Peter Canady, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. Camperdown taking on the Bloods. What's happening up there, Pete?
Yeah, 21 minutes gone here. Hilly, Camperdown 6-5-41 are leading the Bloods 4-5-29.
Sam Gordon, Pete, how many goals?
No, I couldn't tell you, mate. He's kicked a couple, but I'm not exactly sure how many.
Beautiful work. Peter Canady up at the Lura Oval. Jared Lewis up the ball. Kicks to centre half forward. Big fly. Nice mark there by Green. I thought he had enough of the footy there. I didn't seem to think so. And we'll have a stoppage right at centre half forward. Possum Kelly on the boundary, all thanks to Red for Keeps.
Good on you, Hilly. That last goal came about by that give and get again by Wines. So Wines there. He could have just given that short kick and then give up, but he followed up, got the next handball, created the overlap, and consequently the goal.
Yeah, they're doing it. He's done it well, hasn't he? He's done it well for his career, Wines. They give and get. He just doesn't stop running to contest. Got a good motor on him. Greggy eyes, Kels.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The Wineses, they've inherited the motor too. The old man just cover a heap of ground. I'm looking at him standing down here on the boundary, as he always does, in the same position out here at North Warrnambool. But like I said, those boys just running machines, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're just so important to this Eagles lineup too, aren't they? And Red Santa gets the job done at Caulfield for the first leg of the Quaddy Eyes. It was the favourite.
I wasn't sure, though, Matthew, to be honest, but got the bob of the head. Jamie Mott, dollar for dollar, as good a rider as you'll see.
Yeah, well, Jamie Carr, was it? Or
Jamie Mott, I think, rode red. Well, hang on, have I got it all wrong?
I think it might have been Jamie Carr.
Oh, Jamie Carr, sorry. Fancy getting mixed up with the greatest jockey in Australia at the moment, but Jamie Carr brings up a double today, Matty.
Good caravans too, J Cars.
Yeah, they are. Here you go, the Eagles there, they're building a can, but cutting it off that time was Ricky Sullivan for the Cobden Bombers, and the ball goes out of bounds. I think they're pretty happy with that too. So 9.4.58 the Eagles, 4.3.27 the Cobden Bombers. That is the Shojan rock hard concrete scoreboard. Big Fazalenko, your beauty. And we've got a ball up right on the 50-metre arc. It's going to be young Callett up against Hightower. Wrapped up there's McVilly. He's been impressive for Cobden this afternoon. Coming through there is Chop Chop. He's dispossessed, and there's little Paddy Smith again, just walking out of a pack. Williamson comes in. Oh, nice mark nearly by Bailey Jenkinson. God, there's some young guns in this competition at the moment. It's great to see for football lovers and followers. And we are going to have a ball up on that far out of side. We've ticked over 15 minutes in the second term, all thanks to Mickey D's.
Actually, we've ticked over 24 minutes. A little bit slow, that clock.
Slow, that clock. I thought that. I was thinking, geez, but it seems like 15 minutes.
24 minutes, big fella. So here comes Williamson. Barrel inside, forward 50 for the Bombers. Oh, nearly a nice mark there by Batten. I reckon there was a bit of a tunnel bit of work there.
Definitely.
Lucky to not hurt himself there, Batten. So a free kick will go to Tommy Batten and the 50 as well. So they're telling him to move on. Big Tyrone directing things and just saying, hurry up, Tommy. Bag the PI. Get those legs working, son, and get it moving.
He did grab that hamstring too. He's had the hamstring problem, so I hope there's no concerns there for the Eagles followers.
Good kick. Finds Keast. Keast now, he's got a teammate there in McKinnon all by himself, and Big Joe can just run in and bomb it inside forward 50. Spearing pass. Good kick to Parrish on the lead. And Big Dylan looking very, very good. And Pice, let's go down to you all thanks to Arts and K.
Yeah, first Arts and K report for the afternoon. Hilly, he's come off Tommy Batten. Now, I'm not quite sure whether it's just a general rotation or no, he is feeling that right hamstring. So let's hope that it's more just a bit of a strain than if he's torn it again, he's in trouble. Oh, he did kick the ball then, didn't he? 60 metres, but perhaps he shouldn't have.
So Dylan Parrish, 30 metres out, slideish angle, looking for goal number 4. Comes in, and I think he's done enough. I reckon that's his 4th of the day. The umpire likes it.
Gee whiz.
And that's the 10th of the afternoon, North Warrnambool, 3rd of this second quarter, 10-4-64.
Was that a goal?
Oh, I reckon it was line ball. From here, from our angle, it sort of looked like it might have just snuck in. But they liked it anyway. 10-4-64 North Warrnambool. Cobden 4-3-27. That's on the Shojan concrete scoreboard. 26 minutes gone on the Fresher Fruit Juice time clock. And this second term brought to you by McDonald's Ice Calson. I know you like getting there for a little coffee every now and then, Mackie D's.
Yeah, I do get the odd coffee at Mickey D's. Can't say I eat much of their other material, but... well, I guess we like them, don't we, McDonald's?
Absolutely we do, mate. They've got Central, they've got East Warrnambool, and they do a magnificent job, Anthony and the crew, that is for sure. Here's Paulie Pekin, a.k.a. Ed Sheeran, kicks long and strong. Wines just dropping back there in the back line, the skipper. Handball comes out to Jesse Williamson. A little bit of 1-2 action there on the run from 35 metres out. Has it got the distance? No, it hasn't. Going back there is Big Hightower. His kick was smothered. Great gather there. Lewis now is going to run. Bit of space in front of him. Kick has to be good to Johnson. Doesn't quite, but he's good enough. He's got little Felix Jones if he wants to use him, and does. That was a beautiful kick, and the back six have been rock solid for the North Warrnambool Eagles. Kicks looking in there for Mugovan. Big fist away that time by Big Marriott, and we are going to have a ball up smack bang on centre wing. So a 10-goal first half here for the Eagles. Possum Kelly down the boundary, all thanks to Red for Keeps.
Good on you, Stewie. Tommy Batten getting a bit of heat rubbed into the hamstring, so you would think if it was a strain or a slight tear, the ice would have gone straight on. So that could be a good sign. But in saying that, boys, I think as good as Cobden are doing, I think the Eagles are under control. I think if there's any doubt there whatsoever, I'd put him in cotton wool.
Yeah, absolutely, Posh. You don't want to be risking someone of his calibre, especially as, he's not, a young 21, 22-year-old, and the Eagles have got some big things to do in the finals as well, so you don't want one of your key playmakers missing too much, so I agree.
And still feeling it too on the boundary line, boys, so you don't want another 4 or 5 weeker leading into finals, I wouldn't have thought.
So free kick, Pekin, just give me a little sneaky one of Matty Wines. After he kicked the football, and it's going to be down the ground.
Well, that was interesting because that little retaliation was right in front of him.
Yeah, that's right. They let one that go, and probably not the greatest person to have the ball in the hands of. That's Dylan Parrish. He's 50 from home. He's kicked 4 goals straight already this afternoon. I'll tell you what, if he nails this...
He's a beautiful kick.
And he's a big kick. I remember seeing him kick a goal-winning one at Warrnambool a couple of years ago, but he goes to short option. Good hand there by Robertson on the lead that was going to go to Johnston, and resulted in a boundary throw-in. So good defensive work there by the Cobden Bomber.
Certainly was. Ice Kelson, the Senate accountant stats, mate. Anything that's really standing out this afternoon, big fella?
Not really, Matt. Nothing that we haven't already called in play. Matthew?
I love it, mate. Doing a great job, and great to see Alan Blackburn. He's put together a beautiful little stat sheet for us this year too, and
been well used by myself today too, isn't it?
You're running out of ink.
Don't tell him how well I'm filling it in today.
Yeah, Tommy Batten, just keep an eye on this posse. Just walking up here now. Tommy just going into the room, so just keep an eye on that one as we border on half time. Here in our Hampden League Live match of the day. And at half-time, it is the Eagles 10-4-64, Cobden 4-3-27. That's on the Shojan rock-hard concrete scoreboard. And in the first half, Ice Kelson, Trent and Possum Kelly, that was really dominated by the North Warrnambool Eagles.
Yes, no, it certainly was. But we had patches from Cobden where we can see why they're a top 5 side, can't we? Having said that, there might be just that little gap between maybe 1, 2 and 3 and where Cobden sit on the ladder, because they just maybe haven't got the same firepower. They've got the same endeavour without question, and they've had use of the footy, but as I said, they probably haven't got the same finishing power, have they?
Yeah, probably that forward line. And that forward line, so it's probably not, ideal when you come up against a powerhouse side like the Eagles, but, playing Marriott out of position a little bit as well. He's probably not a centre-half back. He's probably that ruckman that does a lot of that lumbering around the ground and sets up proceedings for the Cobden Bombers midfield. So that's probably a bit of a thing as well. But, it's been a good start by the North Warrnambool Eagles, that's for sure.
And, boys, Tommy Batten going into the rooms there just before that half-time siren looked a bit dejected, so I would suspect that perhaps that could be it for him for the day, but I don't think that he's torn or severely strained his hammy, but probably more precaution, but he was definitely disappointed.
Well, you certainly wouldn't be risking him again today at this time of the season. Possum, and even if it's done to some smallish degree, he probably misses a couple.
Yeah, exactly, and you'd rather that best-case scenario was than, going back out there as he did when he done it. I think we were out here that day and, came back onto the ground and did a real good one. So, at worst, a 2-week injury would probably be a good result, I would suspect.
Yeah. Absolutely. Beautifully done. Now, coming up at half-time, the second part of the Bake at the Break with Put Irving. Matty Put Irving, of course, one of Terang Mortlake's absolute legends. Alan Blackburn, of course, caught up. We heard the first half a couple of weeks ago. We had to cut it off short. We will get the second half on the other side of this on your home of football and netball 94.5 3YBF.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3YBFM.
When building a new home, the first place to go is Greens Bricks and Windows. They stock PGH Bricks trend windows and doors with double glazing to all styles. Make the right choice. See Greens Bricks and Windows, 7 Robson Street, Warrnambool.
Fitz Media Productions is your online broadcast specialist. From meetings and special events to weddings, funerals and sport, Fitz Media's fully equipped mobile broadcast unit provides a professional, reliable live stream anywhere. Contact us today.
Have you been injured at work, in a public place, from medical negligence, in a motor vehicle accident, from exposure to asbestos? Madden's Lawyers, the region's most experienced injury compensation firm. You deserve the best.
Right, thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Got some lovely Angus bullocks here. Right, I've bid 390. 80 got, thank you. 2, 4, 6, 386, 8, 90, 392, 392. Jack Kelly here from J&J Kelly Stock Agency. We've been in business 30 years this year. We've got a great selling team to help market your livestock. We sell every Wednesday and the last Friday of each month at the Warrnambool Livestock Centre. Contact J&J Kelly Stock Agency and staff for all your livestock needs.
Woohoo! The footy's back, bigger and better than ever. Just like the boys at Peter Baulch Bridgestone, now offering full logbook servicing and mechanical, with tyres starting from $60 and zip pay available. Why go anywhere else? Peter Baulch Bridgestone, Ferry Street.
Need insurance? See MGA Insurance Group. Great service, expert advice and competitive premiums for farmers, business owners and transport operators. Call Dennis and Gareth Morgan and Glenn Skilbeck, 55596 200.
3 steps: design, plan and construct. Smith & Son Renovations and Extensions take care of all 3 steps to provide you with a smooth and cost-effective process. See Nathan and the team at Smith & Sons, Ferry Street. Quality builders and reno specialists.
Need something welded or fabricated? See Warrnambool Sheet Metal. Commercial kitchens, benches, exhaust and new canopies, handrails, gates, mailboxes and toolboxes. There's not much Warrnambool Sheet Metal can't do. Braithwaite Street.
Time to get up, time to walk to the bus stop, open up the shop, time for you, time for me, loving everything you see. The sun is up, time to take on the world this time. Time to wake up, time to climb to the top. Welcome to the world where the sun is always gold and it's waiting just for you. Time to get into life where the sun is always gold. Sun don't.
Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater has all your fresh meats ready to go. And small goods handmade on the premises daily. Yeah! Find Peter, the chicken, lamb, pork and beef eater at Lucas Brothers Butchers with easy, convenient drive-through. Corner of Banyan and Lava Streets, Warrnambool.
Did you know that Bade Ness Rural have 3 agronomists and an experienced in-store team to help service the needs of their clients? With the right advice and the latest in agriculture technology, they provide a tailored service specific to your farm needs. Helping you boost production and keeping costs in check is what they do best. From on-farm agronomy to decades of expertise in-store to help you get the best results. Call in and see them today. Bade Ness Rural, corner Raglan Parade and Caramit Road, Warrnambool.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural and McDonalds.
Hampden League Live, the bake at the break, all thanks to Kerman's Hamburgers, of course, and Ellen Blackburn caught up with Matty Pud Irving, and here's the back half of his chat with Pud.
And then after that, mate, what happened after that?
Yeah, so 2003, Monkey was coach, and Monkey did a reasonable job. He ended up, I think he'd done his shoulder and missed a large portion of the year. And then we played, I think we're up by, I could be wrong, but we were up by nearly 50 points against, I think it was Port Fairy at Koroit, and one of the finals, and we ended up getting beat, and that sort of, that really hurt us.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, and we had Sean Burke had to play, and he'd just played Falcons the day before. Paddy Smith, unfortunately for Paddy, he made a wrong call the night before. Clora had their grand final celebrations, and he was on the juice out there with them, and then got seen, and so he got dropped the morning of, and we were sort of looking for another player to come in, and Sean Burke was available, so he came in, and it was just a bit unfortunate that it sort of. But in saying that, we were well in control, and unfortunately they came over the top of us, and we got beat.
Disappointing. And then on to new coach in 04, was it?
Yeah, 04, Adam jumped on board. He was our under-18 coach prior to that, and then early January or late January, Bernie Canal was president and indicated to us that he was going to take on the coaching job, and a few things just started to happen after that. A few recruits just started to come through the door.
Yeah.
We started the year reasonably well, and then we got a couple of injuries to both Matty Schramer and Murray Ellett in the mid part of the year, and everyone just sort of thought we'd sort of roll over then. But we just continued playing good footy. I think we finished... we only had to win one game in the last 4 or 5 weeks 3 weeks, I think it was, to secure a top 3 spot, and unfortunately we couldn't do it, so we played Cobden in the last round. They beat us. And then they were sort of celebrating twice as hard because they made it into the finals by beating us, so we ended up playing them the following week over in Hampden. And
in the elimination.
In the elimination final. So that sort of started our 2004 finals campaign, and we won each final after that.
Was there a bit of a Barney that day or not?
It was a little bit of a Barney. It was
pretty good one.
Blue as I've ever been in or seen. And it sort of all stemmed from the week before. We had a players chat on the Monday night after the last home and away game, and Danny Stone indicated that Trunk Hammond had been getting into him a little bit on the wing, and you know, as Trunk would do, punch and scrap and fight and all those sort of things. And we just sort of said, if it happens again, we're not going to stand for it. And Shane Steele, we lined him up on Trunk, and he done the same thing to Trunk, and they went forward, got a goal, and then the next bounce. So it was probably a minute and a half into the game. The next bounce on the wing, there's just an almighty Barney, and every single player's involved in it. And I think we kicked the next 8 goals.
I think the umpire let it go on, and kicked a goal with only about 4 players in the play, wasn't there, or something like that?
I remember. I think it was Joey Canara or Matty Buck ended up kicking the goal, running down and kicking the goal with no one else around him. So that sort of started our campaign, and we were lucky enough to go through undefeated from there and beat Warrnambool in the granny.
So that was where was that at? Was that it?
That was at the Reed.
And that was when was that Jordan Lewis and Xavier played?
Yeah, it was. So they had they both Falcons obviously finished, and Geordie and had gone in for Warrnambool, and Xavier came in for us. So it was a bit of a. I think when you look back at it now, it was a no-brainer, but there was probably some contentious decisions about whether or not you're playing, but when you look back at it now, it's one of those things that should have just happened.
Unfortunately, with the grand final, there's always going to be someone miss out, mate. So
yeah, that's right. That is 100% right.
So that was a good game, and you won that, which was great.
Yeah, won that, and then
Wiggsy's first year.
Yeah, so Adam's first year, he thought it was all going to happen, and then the next year we recruited really, really well. We got a lot of the stronger district league players. Tim Ward was playing at Allenford, Chris Morrison at Deakin, Paul Gleeson from Clorinurut, and then all of a sudden we just started to get this roll on, and we were, playing reasonably good footy throughout the entire year. And instead of like 04, we finished on top, and I think we played at Croydon at Port Fairy and in the second semi, and we absolutely annihilated them by 90 points or something. And that was as good as game as footy as you'll see a team play. Like, it was fast, it was quick, it was skillful, and we just hit the scoreboard time and time again. And Croydon didn't sort of have an answer. And then we played Port Fairy in the grand finals. Croydon just got rolled by Port Fairy. I think there was a bit of controversy in the prelim, and I think Potsy Coffee, he might have broke his hand or something punching Joe McLaren, and then Port Fairy rolled through the grand final and were able to beat them by about 30 points or something.
Was that Charlie? Was that Charlie's?
Yeah, it was. Charlie and John McNamara, and I remember listening to the radio.
You played train. Port Fairy used to play each other 3 times that year, and I reckon Port beat you every time. Not by much, though.
That'd be about right.
Yeah, and you kind of come in. So then again, so back to back for Trang Mortlake. And then what about you, mate? You had a crack at coaching, didn't you?
Yeah, I went in. Adam sort of said to me at the end of the 07 season that Bernie Canal was going to come and see me in regards to coaching, and I sort of thought he was, taking a piss, really. I think I just turned 24, and then sure enough, a week later, Bernie comes knocking the door. I thought, I haven't got the commitments and like other people have, and I thought I'd have a go at it. And, so 2007, 8 and 9, I coached. We finished on top each of those years, and we were able to win the flag in 08, but there's always that little bit of disappointment that we never won one more, probably. They're hard to win, but when you get yourself into a really good position like we did each of those years, it would have been nice maybe to win one more, but that's the way it goes.
So you won in 08. Did you come runner-up in 07 or 09, or you didn't?
No, we got knocked out in straight sets, both 07 and 09.
Right.
So 07 was probably the most frustrating because I think we were nearly 10 points up with about a minute and a half on the clock to go against Koroit. And, there was a point, Paul Gleeson threw the ball at Simon O'Keefe. And
right, yes, I do remember that.
In it.
Yeah.
And then the umpire paid a free kick against Paul, put him in, kicked the goal, went back to the middle, come out and kicked another goal, so they won by 2 points, I think. So
that was disappointing.
Yeah, but anyway.
And after your coaching, you still played at Terang for a while?
Yeah, so I played... Damien O'Connor took over from me in 2010, and I just wanted to play, get back to enjoying my footy a bit more, and snapped all the ligaments in my ankle round 1. So that sort of put me out till about round 12 or 13 or something, so didn't play much footy, played a few games in the twos, and then Damien's wanted to bring me in for the final, which we played against Warrnambool at Koroit, and his plan was for me to... anyone who knows my fitness levels probably doesn't understands that I couldn't run with Josh Walters, but that was the plan, to run with Josh and just belt him and antagonise him at every set of bounce, and that lasted about a quarter. And, Josh was no good, too good for me, and then I just went forward and kicked a couple of goals and finished on the bench, and that was it.
Well, he's a running machine, Josh Walters, isn't he?
Oh, he's a freak, yeah. I don't know what I was going to be able to do with him anyway.
Some of them coaches have funny ideas, mate.
They do.
Oh, that's good. So how many games you end up playing, do you know, approximately with the Bloods, mate?
Yeah, I played 198.
198,
so
yep.
I was a couple short of 200. And then I played a year at SMW Rovers with a mate in 2012, but that final in 2010 was pretty much it. I just sort of played a bit of twos after that and just filled in, and like most blokes, get a bit angry and grumpy when you know you can't do what you want to do. So I pulled the pin and jumped back into coaching in 14 and 15 when they couldn't get anyone.
All right, mate. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, mate. Thanks to Kerman's Hamburgers, mate. You like a Kerman's hamburger?
Oh, the best burgers in the district, aren't they?
Beautiful, mate. They've been going for 71 years, mate. So thank you, Put, for your for your time, mate, and all the best with your family and your house building, buddy.
No worries. Thanks, Bucky. Good on you, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural, and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3-way BF. Hampden League Live for Clinton Baulch Nissan, Sungold Milk, Bade Ness Rural, and McDonalds Warrnambool East and Central on 94.5 3-way BFM.
Did you know that Bade Ness Rural have 3 agronomists and an experienced in-store team to help service the needs of their clients? With the right advice and the latest in agriculture technology, they provide a tailored service.
Cobden 4-3-27. That is on the Shojan Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. And Greg Kelson, what do the Bombers have to do in this second half to get themselves back into this contest?
Oh, look, the endeavours there, it's hard to imagine what they're going to do in terms of... They can't change their personnel, Matty. They can't. They lack a little bit of height. I think absolutely everything would have to go right from here in terms of, you know what I mean, hanging on to the footy. And it's very, very hard to see them being able to just match North Warrnambool for what they've got in firepower.
It's the Eagles are the real deal here. I think we spoke about that before the game. They've got the inclusion. Still got Billy Smets not out there today. Jordan Dillon. They've got some big boys. They've got a really good midfield. They've already beat Koroit this year, and they're kind of just doing it pretty comfortably today, aren't they, Hilly, to be honest?
Yeah, I really like, we can speak about their big forwards, and, Parrish has had a great start to the game, which is good, and touch wood, we can see some consistency with his injury issues too, but I just love their depth through the midfield. They can run a number through there. You chuck in a Smets and so forth that can certainly add to that midfield mix, but the James boys, Wines... Chopper Lewis has had a little run up there. I could see a Dion Johnston, if need be, too. He'd be another player that they can certainly put through there as well. So I really like their midfield depth. Cobden, though, I've been impressed, despite their scoreline being 37 points down, I've been impressed. Their endeavour, their attacking of the footy, their use and their decision-making has been pretty good. But as Ice just, highlighted, they just really lack a couple of those key position players. I'll be interested to see what they do with Marriott this next half. Do they keep him on Vickery or do they try and put him up on the ball? And
looks like he's going down back, mate, again. Yeah. They're going to stick with it, obviously.
Yeah. And I guess it's probably out of necessity rather than,
And it might be a good learning curve for the young kid to play down back and do a different role and play on someone that's played at the top level, obviously.
And I suppose the thing is, I know there's 6 goals down, but they're not entirely out of the game, Matty. So if they try and change it up too much, it could actually, the floodgates might even open more with no height in their back line. You know what I'm saying? So I guess they've got to run with what they've started with here.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be a very interesting second half. Let's go downstairs to Philip Possum Kelly. Now, Poss, in between hot dogs and dim sims, you snuck into the rooms, mate, and you had a bit of a listen to see what both coaches had to say there at half-time.
Yeah, it was all encouraging from Irish Courtney, boys. He just wants his boys to continue to attack, ignore the scoreboard to a certain extent, and just play out the game, and that sort of stuff will look after itself. Wiggsy was again pretty happy. He liked the way that they were moving the ball forward and getting in there quickly. Tommy Batten hasn't come out either, boys, after half-time, so I would suggest that, as we alluded to, he may be in cotton wool for the rest of the afternoon. There is, I did hear someone say it may be more of a slight tweak to the knee than the hamstring, so I'll see what I can find out.
Well, hopefully that's the case rather than that troublesome hamstring, Poss, that's for sure. As the third quarter started here, it's a 37-point lead to the North Warrnambool Eagles, and Sam James will have the football in hand after receiving a head-high tackle. Goes out wide to Benny Muggerman, sitting all by himself on the edge of the centre square. Dances around one, the big fella, and two. Gets it to Birmingham, to Wines. That's Luke. Centres the kick to the Parrish direction, and Parrish takes the chest mark. A little bit too big and too strong for his opponent. And Parrish will have a look at goal number 4. And he's kicked all his goals almost on, angles. Hasn't been anything straight in front. And this time around, he'll kick from about 35 metres. That's his 5th mark of the afternoon, Dylan Parrish. So Parrish has kicked 4, looking for 5 goals. Will come in and look to kick the first of this third quarter. Brought to you by Clinton Baulch. And I'm thinking of our other league sponsors, mate. It's confusing, and he does kick a minor score. So a blemish on the scoreboard there for Dylan Parrish. 10-5-65, leading Cobden 4-3-27. That's on the Shojin Concrete scoreboard.
Yeah, Ricky Sullivan plays on quickly there too. Spots up little Noah Mounsey. He's got a teammate in Coronius out on that far outer side. Big long kick for the Bombers. Long and strong. Good mark too there, taken by Williamson in game number 100. Coming through there was Louis Cale, but he was dispossessed, and James gathers now. Felix Jones, beautiful pick up off the ground. He was really busy in the first half for the North Warrnambool Eagles. Dion Johnson's the target, but a good fist that time by the youngster Sammy Darcy for the Cobden Bombers. So the Eagles 10-5-65, Cobden 4-3-27, Shojin Rock Art Concrete scoreboard, and Put Irving What a cracking little chat it was with Alan Blackburn. All thanks to Kerman's Hamburgers. The best hamburgers in Australia, Rice Kelson.
Yeah, they're pretty hard to beat, aren't they? People come from all over Australia to enjoy the old
And
Kermans.
protest dismissed at Caulfield too, mate. So favourite gets up first leg of the quad.
Jamie Carr, of course, gets in narrowly on Red Santa. The protest went a long time too, which always makes you a little bit nervous, but she's the queen of racing. They couldn't take it off her today, man.
No,
She's on fire, isn't she?
Oh, she's a gun. Absolutely. Ball is on the deck, and Smith is in there for the Cobden Bombers. He can't get it out, all wrapped up by Birmingham. And we'll have a throw up right on the attacking side of centre wing for the North Warrnambool Eagles. They lead by 38 points. Mugman up against Clark, and Clark got the big tap down. Gathered by James. He's been terrific. Inboard. Goes to Felix Jones. Diving mark and takes it nicely. Luke Wines is running on. He sidesteps and dances around. Vickery's going to be the man. Vickery stands tall. Vickery takes the mark.
This bloke's class.
And just read the situation beautifully. Big tie. And he'll look to kick his first goal of the afternoon.
He's had a few shots on goal.
He's had 3. And it'd be nice to see the big former Richmond Tiger and Hawthorn Hawk convert on the scoreboard. He's been absolutely sensational and just adds a bit of depth to that forward line for the Eagles. He'll kick from about 25 metres out directly in front for the first goal of this third term. Vickery comes in and makes no mistake. He likes it, big Tyrone. That's the 11th of the day. 11-5-71 North Warrnambool. 4-3-27 Cobden. And not what the Bombers were asking for, Ice Kelson.
No, absolutely not. How many games has he played? I know he's
This
played.
is second. He played
here, but
3 at North Shore, I think.
Yeah, okay.
And 1 at Coleraine.
So he's played enough footy then to be in the sort of nick he's in. He looks in fine nick,
But
doesn't
he's just so big, isn't he? You know, like you
Well, he is
kinda-
in this competition for
Isn't he?
sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. And he's going to cause some headaches, and he's just going to be that X factor for the Eagles. And what a great recruiting coup. Great friends with the Chop Chop. And that's what's got him down here. So the Eagles, they are playing good football. The James boys, geez, they're in good nick as well. Another centre clearance. Callett coming out. Well done by Coronia. So that time for the Bombers. Callett's in there. Stacks on the mill. And we are going to have a ball up about 40 metres out directly in front of the North Warrnambool goals as they look to extend this league.
And they've isolated just him and Parrish at most times, haven't they, inside that forward 50? And on a day like this, every time it gets there, Cobden would be nervous, wouldn't they?
Got a dangerous forward line, the Eagles, for mine. That's a difference. You know, if I look at the sides, South Warrnambool, Koroit, and the North Warrnambool Eagles, I just think the firepower that the Eagles have got up forward,
Particularly when you think of Dylan, because he usually rests forward as well when he comes back into the lineup, doesn't he? It's a potent lineup, Matt.
My oath it is. And you chuck Billy Smets in the mix as well. And here go the Bombers. And a nice little build-up there. And going to go back and have a shot on goal here through Jesse Williams. Williamson, of course, who is in game number 100 this afternoon. He's been dangerous up forward. He always is a quality player, isn't he, Hilly?
Yeah, superstar, and been a great servant for the last 7 or 8 years. So Williamson, he's already kicked 1 this afternoon. Looking for his second, comes in, and that's not one of Jesse's best. And just snuck it in by the barest of margins for a minor score. So the Eagles, 11-5-71, leading Cobden, who go to 4-4-28. That's on the Shojent Concrete scoreboard. And Possum Kelly, you're seeing it firsthand at ground level. Their execution is pretty good, isn't it, the Eagles?
It is, Hilly. I'm just trying to look into the future a little bit. You speak about those two forwards, Parrish and Vickery. If they were, you get them one out against a team like Koroit, you're probably going to have Tim McPherson playing on either of those two boys. And then you look at someone like maybe Dallas Mooney, Timmy Martin, those sort of blokes. So all of a sudden, you make those rebounding defenders from Koroit a bit more accountable, and that's where North could be dangerous.
Absolutely. And then I sort of look at South Warrnambool's forward line if we're talking top 3 sides, Poss, and, you know, they haven't probably got blessed with a lot of height. No, Isaac Thomas, Harry Lee are probably their 2 key posts.
Yeah, and when you look at last week, as good an effort as it was, young White that kicked 4 goals for South, you can't expect that young boy, 15, 16 years of age, to be a key forward in finals time. So I think that's the big difference.
Interesting topic, that's for sure. Lukey Wines, halfback flank's been terrific. Matthews Petroleum, player of the day, contention form for mine. Jared Lewis up the ground. just making sure that Darcy's on the mark in the right spot, kicks it into the centre square and finds Benny Muggerman. Goes the handball to Matty Wines. Clean use with the football, but smothered on this occasion. Here's Paul Peakin, not Paddy Peakin. He plays for Portland. Williamson inside forward 50 to his long sleeve teammate and Jack Hart. Made a good contest of it. McKinnon worked it back nicely. James by hand to McKinnon. He'll go long down the line. The target's going to be Keast, and Keast almost took a really nice mark. Jenkinson read the situation well. Birmingham, sidestep Big Clark. Inside 50 he goes. Johnston, Vickery, take your pick, and Johnston takes the mark.
Look at this player on his own.
They got another player running short. All by himself is Felix Jones. Or is it Keast? It's young Keast, young Tommy.
Do you know the other thing here too is that Wines has had to go back, that's Adam, because Tommy Batten's gone off. So Tommy's so crucial to this side because if he can play centre-half back and Adam Wines can play forward as well, because he's kicked 30-odd goals for the year.
Well, he's their leading goal kicker, Matty.
Yeah.
Right, yep.
Keast, 15 metres out, directly in front. Makes no mistake, he likes it. There's her 12. 12-5, 77 to 4-4, 28. And